What is up? It is the Livestream Lounge, and I'm excited. You know, we've been doing this for a while, and a lot of you have been saying you should draw on the live stream. And tonight we are doing it. This is a fun collab that I'm doing with CharacterHub, and I'm super excited to do this tonight.
Woo!
What was that? That do?
Phone just being super excited that you're doing it tonight.
Wow! All right, it's a new noise for me. All right, let's see here. How do I? Okay, so I'm going to get to your comments soon. First of all, I need to cheers to my buddy James.
Oh, okay.
We made drinks right before cha-chink. These are like coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I got the mocha. You probably got the salted caramel sinless syrup. How is it?
Pretty good.
Is it good? And I got the mocha. This tastes like root beer.
I think it was because it was closest proximity to me. You just didn't think about it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good. Trying new things.
James, you need to say hello. Let me hold on to this, and if you can flip that around.
Okay.
What up, James? What is going on? So, dude, okay. So you're always rocking the incredible outfit. Let's start from top to bottom. First of all, you've got the hat with the bling.
Mm-hmm.
So what is going on with what is all the bling on the hat? You've got the Aladdin pin. You've got the dragon shield.
Dragon shield.
Okay.
You got to rep your brand.
Uh-huh.
You got this hellhound from this show called Hell of a Boss, and there's a scene where she just grabs this Edo period scythe that has like a little morning flail on the
nice.
Like anything where it just kind of spins or dangles.
Yeah,
that's a detail.
It's bling. I like it. Okay. And then
the Meowth coming out of the Pokemon card.
That is awesome.
Got this Overwatch 2 Kiriko with this glow in the dark fox familiar.
That it glows in the dark?
Oh yeah.
And it's 3D like that? That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Like glitter enamel, multi-layered, glow in the dark. If you're gonna go for your pins, you gotta really get the quality.
Yeah.
And not only does it have double pin posts, Matt, it's got 3.
Okay, and then this one over here, this one is, let me get a good shot right there. This is a Polaroid camera, and I'm just curious, where did you take this shot of someone's hiney?
Oh, well, that's in my personal private studio,
Oh.
But, I don't want to talk about work.
Okay. That's awesome. And then, dude, Samurai Jack represent. That is awesome.
I found this shirt after I saw that, was it season 5 that they did separately? The one you
oh
haven't,
gosh, yeah.
The one you haven't seen.
Yeah, the one I haven't
We've been
seen.
talking about it for several years.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I need a Samurai Jack shirt.
I haven't seen the new Powerpuff Girls either. I don't know if that's worth anything or no.
This ain't about that.
Okay. Awesome. Rock and roll. Okay, cool. So here's what's up. I do have some we're going to start the show. I'm going to get to some comments. We're going to take care of just a couple really quick housekeeping things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to start drawing. I have 6 characters I'm going to be drawing tonight. I can't wait. And CharacterHub said that I should only spend about 10 minutes. So I'm going to have James. I don't know if we can do a 10. You can do a 10-minute thing or whatever. I'll probably spend a little bit more than 10 minutes on each one, but I can't wait to do some drawing tonight. So I vote with no further ado. Let's get the party started. By the way, happy Mother's Day, everyone. I had a lovely day with all the moms in my family, and it was a very lovely day. I hope all you moms and all of you that have wonderful moms in your life, I hope you guys all had a lovely day as well. Let's get down to Bizwax. Let me get to some comments really quick. So Ollie Oliver was on first before we even started going live. And Ollie, I recognize your name because I suspect I am drawing one of your characters tonight. I can't wait to do that. Buu is the name of the character, and I can't wait to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Robin says hello. Hello, Robin. Happy Mother's Day. That Pokemon card pin is awesome, Ali says. DTE, yo, what is up, my friend? I'm looking forward to hanging out with you this week. Happy Mother's Day. Awesome. Awesome. Sandra, hey, Sandra, good evening. You know, Sandra, I don't even know. Happy Mother's Day? I don't know. Let us know if we can actually wish you an official Happy Mother's Day or not. So let's get through. Brittany, congratulations on me and Casey getting married. Thank you. And look at those specs. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Those are awesome. And are you wearing those inside a Home Depot? I bet with all the orange everywhere, those blue glasses kind of cancel out all the orange and probably make it a little easier. Awesome. All right, so I have some housekeeping just to get through really quick, and then we will get on with the first character. Tonight, it is a collab with CharacterHub. I cannot wait. We'll be diving into that. Real quick, the Aladdin thank you videos are all on the Aladdin 3477 YouTube page. If you scroll down to the playlist that's thank yous, you will see all of them there. Aladdin 3477, draw this in your style. We had one for Aladdin. We had one for Fiji. We had the Princess Kamala contest, but every now and then we get new ones in. And recently we got one in for James, who's behind the camera right now. And this is for a character named Shen. And James plays a lot of people in the film. A lot of times he's kind of disguised because we needed people. And almost every time you see Aladdin running through the streets and just like knocking into someone and someone goes flailing over, it's usually James.
Because our extras didn't understand continuity.
Yeah. Well, that's a story for another day. I have a question for you guys, though, because I know there's some artists tuning in tonight, and I did something today that might be a little controversial, and I want to know what you guys think about it. So this was submitted by Sia Catergator, which is Kaylin, who's a student of mine. And she did this awesome drawing that you can see right here of James portraying Shen. And I believe this is all Procreate. It looks awesome. It's not like a super detailed background, but there's this cool swish of like sand and maybe magic. I'm it's cool, but it totally fits with the character. It's really neat. So here's what happened, and I'm curious what you guys think about this, if I did something horrible or if it's interesting or where is this all going? I don't know. But so I shared this on the Aladdin 3477 Instagram. When I went to share it as one of the stories, Instagram popped up and there was this new feature and it said, how would you like to use AI to create a background? I love that's the noise you always make, James, when you're like, careful. That's not even your own artwork. What are you doing? I was so curious that I said, yes, I would. And so the first thing that I said, all right, give me James, Shen here. I would like to see Shen in a starship, a futuristic starship in the cockpit. And this is what it gave me. And I was like, oh my gosh, because it's like the same color palette. It really looks like it was painted. If you really get in close to like these, I wish I could blow this up larger here, but the control panel, the planet in the background through the window, like that really looks like it was painted by the same person. I didn't mean any disrespect to what Kaylin had done, but I was just curious and I thought it looked really cool. So and it's the story, so it's not like a permanent thing. It'll be gone in less than 24 hours. So then when I shared it on my own Instagram, it asked me the same thing. Would you like a background? And I said, I'm going to try something new. So I said, you know what? I would like to see Shen, this character, in a cyberpunk Bangkok, because Bangkok is the city that you would normally be in, cyberpunk Bangkok background. And this is what it gave me. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally Bangkok. It's totally cyberpunk. It's like the same kind of colors mostly. I was like, that's neat. Not as a permanent thing. I just thought it was neat to see, just a little for a story, just kind of playing around, a little razzle dazzle, a little. So I need to know, did I just commit a crime here? Did I just commit like a horrible sin by taking Kaylin's artwork and not only changing the background of her artwork, just doing so without asking whatever, but it's not even like I painted it, I had AI do it. So that's the one side of it. Like, did I just commit this horrible crime? But the other side of it is like, look, when we post pictures of our friends and this and that, and you go in and you put a little GIF or googly eyes or this thing that flashes and says, having a great weekend, or, that looks sus to me, or, whatever. Aren't you kind of doing the same thing? Aren't you adding like a little bit of artwork on top of someone's photograph, on top of their artwork, and you're sharing it and you're kind of rearranging things and adding things and putting little bling that they may or may not have wanted you to do? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you have a heavy opinion? Have you guys seen that on Instagram? Have you started using it? And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a year ago, a lot of people were really on the anti-AI bandwagon, but then a lot of us are kind of realizing it's not going anywhere, and it's better to join them than if you can't beat them. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. And so I'm curious what you guys think about this Instagram thing. I thought it was kind of cool because, I don't know, for an illustrator, this is like a nice middle ground where if you like illustrating characters, but you don't like doing crazy backgrounds, this could be something maybe advantageous. And some people feel like it's cheating and it doesn't have the human touch and everything. But if you do a painting of a character and then you use AI and word prompts to add in a background where it's literally using your art, your brush strokes, your textures, to kind of creating a background based on your word prompts, like, I guess my question is that cheating now? And then the second question is, 5 years from now, when everyone's doing it, will it be cheating then? I don't know. James, what do you think? I hear you breathing heavy over there.
Particularly drunk enough to have this kind of opinion, but I can see both sides of this fence currently right now, because on one hand, this is her artwork, this is their artwork. On the other hand, this is your character. So,
didn't think about that. Oops.
The live stream does not go on long enough for me to have my entire tirade that I will have about it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. We're curious what you guys think. Let's go through some comments here. Yeah, I am getting married. Thank you so much. I'll show you a pic in a moment here. No kids, but accused of being a mother hen. Okay. You got some peeps you take care of. I feel like I'm almost like with the Aladdin crew, almost like I feel like sometimes like I don't know about a father figure, but sometimes I'm kind of the daddy. I work at Home Depot, and it was front end recognition week. My manager set up a fun spring theme for employees that work at the front of the store. That is fun. That is so cool. It's a cool pic of James. I agree. No sin as long as it's temporary, my opinion. I would say, yeah, the fact that it probably helped the fact that it was temporary and just in the stories. Crime seems a bit strong, but using AI, blah, wake me when AI can draw for itself. I don't really have a heavy opinion, Ali says. I think changing someone's art is fine as long as it isn't drastic and you don't claim it as your own. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's an enhancement, not changing the actual artwork. Yeah, I was just playing around. I was just so curious to see what it would do, and I was surprised how well. I've tried a little bit. I think I tried Midjourney twice just to see what it would do with Aladdin posters, and they were so weird, and people had weird like long hands with no fingers and stuff. It was really,
since the base character itself didn't really even get altered, I think ultimately you're good.
yeah. I don't know how to word it. Okay, so jamming through because I can't wait to draw for you guys. Real quick, Fidgy Fridays happen every week, and then you get to see cute Fidgy art toys. And with that, some new videos that have come out recently. Obviously, there's the Fidgy figures. Collect them all. There's a really cool video for that. Last week, I released a video on the difference between drawing organic and mechanical. I guess you mix those together and it's organic.
Mechanic.
Or mechanic. Like what?
Mechanical.
Mechanical.
Professor Mechanical.
Anyway, so I have kind of a hot take on it. Something that kind of helped me because I used to struggle. I was really good at drawing people, but not mechanical things. And I think I was trying too hard to make mechanical things to conform to like perspective. And when I kind of let a lot of that go, it really upped my game for drawing things mechanical. So check that out. Also, this was a surprise. We knew that this was coming. We didn't think it'd be coming so soon, but we got married just 2 weeks ago, and there is a trailer. The video company, Complete Video Solutions, that filmed everything, they actually released a trailer, and there's going to be a longer, like 7 to 9 minute version, and then they're going to give me all the footage. But they released a trailer, and it was so good. It really captured the spirit of the day. So that's on my YouTube channel as well, if you want to check that out. Real quick, and then I promise I'm getting to the drawings, or the first drawing next. So I've been doing this experiment, and I started a month ago, where everyone says if you do TikToks or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, if you create at least one of these Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, whatever it is, or all three, if you release one a day, at least, they say within 30 days, you should have 20,000 new followers. And Eric Steele, who plays Aladdin, took the test, but this is maybe 2 years ago that he did this, a year and a half ago. And sure enough, within 30 days, he had 20,000 followers on TikTok. So I've been meaning to do this. And earlier in the year, I had a bunch of Star Wars material that I was polishing up for a new Star Wars show. I had some new Star Wars art I was working on. So I made a bunch of Reels, TikToks, and Shorts. So for a month now, I've been releasing them. I have probably another 2 or 3 months worth. After 30 days, the results are in. Are you guys curious where things went? Now, it's important to note with social media and your growth and your reach and all of that, it's not just the number of subscribers that you have, because you could have a huge number of subscribers, but then maybe no one's watching your videos and your viewership is low. Then there's things like likes. Are people actually liking your video? How much of your video are they watching? You might have people that like hundreds or thousands of people that start your video, but then they don't make it to the end because they're just not as interested. So there's lots of things to gauge, but influencers usually go by how many subs they have. So just to throw some numbers here. So Instagram was interesting for me because I've had about 3,500, which I feel is not as many as I feel like I should have, but maybe that's just me. But it's been that number for like the last couple years, and there hasn't been a lot of growth. So I was interested to see what happened. And it was interesting because at first, I think I got 1 new follower the first week. Week number 2, I lost 3 followers. So I was actually down 2. Then the next week, it stayed the same, not a single new follower. And then it kind of jumped up in the last week. So in total, I went from 3,548 to 3,570. Long story short, I got 22 new followers. It's not a lot, but I'm going to stay with it and see what happens. TikTok. Now, I did not have a lot on TikTok. I'm a late bloomer to TikTok. I started my TikTok like maybe a year and a half ago. And then I just don't, I didn't post a lot and I haven't told many people about it. So when I started a month ago, I only had 122 followers. Now I have 169. So I've had 47 new follows. Again, not a lot. YouTube, I have 11,500. And long story short, 61 new subs. So that's the most. Not a lot for releasing a new short each day. So I don't know if I'm too far past like when it was a big deal to be doing all of this or not, but I'm going to stay with it. And in a month, we'll chat again, and I will let you know the numbers. Just curious. I thought you guys might be curious too. James, what do you think about this? What's is my content not good enough, maybe, or not as crazy enough?
The content quality isn't really what I would call into question. Maybe it's just not reaching the right people. I'm not sure.
Could be, and the other thing too, like I feel like my content is probably interesting to artists, but it doesn't hold a candle to like a dad that gets hit in the nuts with a wiffle bat by his little kid. Like, that's always going to win.
People are posting on TikTok. I've seen people going viral. Going viral has never been easier, intentionally or not. So it's always, you have to wade through the sea of chuds before you get to the real gems here.
Really cool trailer of the wedding. Thank you so much. It was a very good, sweet trailer of your wedding video. I cried. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was really, really cool. I think that interacting with your online audience is more important than just followers. It's like being at a party with 50 people, but only 4 want to talk with you. You know what? You're absolutely right. And I think that's the key thing. Quality over quantity. And that's always the case. And sometimes I forget it for sure, but I think a lot of people forget that too, is that they're just about the numbers. But, the same is true of parties. Like, I think when you're younger, like going to like a kegger with 300 people seems like it's so amazing. But the older you get, you realize kind of the smaller number of people, but just quality, just laughing, having a good time. Like, that's the stuff memories are made of, not like a party where there was 300 people, but maybe you didn't know everyone there. And it's just like you were a wallflower anyway. I don't know. I would agree with that. Absolutely. Algorithms are a beast. I still think it's a time game. I break maybe 1 new follower every 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a tough game. Faux show. All right, here we go. So it's this collab with CharacterHub. Let me talk about CharacterHub real quick for those of you that don't know. CharacterHub is this really cool place online. I believe in fact, I'm sure it's a free membership, but it's this cool place where you can go. Sorry, sometimes when I talk for a long time, I get cotton mouth Matt. It's this really cool place where you can go and you can upload images of your characters, your creator-owned characters. You can fill out all the information about them. Now, some of you might be saying, whoa. I don't want anyone to take my characters. They don't take your characters. They don't own your characters. You own everything. But what's cool about it is it's kind of a place online for your characters to live. Now, these characters could be characters maybe that you're thinking like character designs for a movie or for something animated or for a comic book or a manga or anime, whatever it is, role-playing game characters, whatever it is. in a way, it's almost like, instead of it being something like, I don't want people to see my characters or they'll steal my ideas, it's almost the opposite. This is a place for your characters to live, where you can prove when you uploaded them and how long they were there. So in a weird way, it's almost like an unofficial online copyright. The other cool thing about it is other people can see your characters and they can draw your characters. And some of you people might be thinking, well, I don't want anyone to draw my characters. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you want other people to draw your characters, to see your characters that you own, and to kind of see these characters through other people's eyes? Like, that would be so cool.
Draw it in your own style.
Exactly. So it's this really cool place. I highly encourage all of you to go there, check it out. And it's a fun place to go and upload your characters. So what happened was they contacted me and they wanted to do this cool collab where if you follow their account, if you liked the post that kind of mentions me, and then if you share the post, I was going to randomly select 6 characters that I was going to draw. And I told them I wanted to do it on the live stream, and the peeps at CharacterHub thought that would be a really cool idea. So
I should have told you like when it was going live specifically.
I know I missed. I and they did tag me, but it was kind of during the time I was getting married and stuff. So I didn't know this was. I didn't know it had happened yet.
I had like 10 friends all like jump on board for it, and they all told me, James, this ended a while ago.
Well, we'll have to do it again. And there's other artists that do it too. So it's really, really cool. So I have chosen 6 at random for a lot of different reasons. And all of the ones that I chose, I thought were really cool character designs. There's a couple of them that I thought maybe I have a little bit to add, like some tips that maybe could help a little bit, just like with drawing. Some of them, in fact, all of them I thought were cool characters. So there weren't any that like, if this isn't a cool character, you should do it this way. All of them I really, really liked. But some of them, I don't even have any tips for drawing it better. I just want to draw the character too, because it's so cool. So a lot of fun. The first one is this character right here. And this is, check my notes here. This is Sydney Ignasio is the name of the character. And this is by Soupy Soupster. And I can't wait to give this a whirl. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my iPad over here. We're going to change things around real quick. Bear with me for those of you watching. I'm going to, let's see, bring this down. I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then I'm going to turn on a little bit of light.
Okay. You got your timer ready to go?
Yeah, bear with me. Let's see here. Where are my photos? Right here. All right. Let's see. Don't allow. Not right now. No. Where am I? I forget where I am. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to talk about this first. James, you might want to come around here so you can kind of see what I'm pointing at here.
All right.
All right. So this character here, again, this is Sydney Ignasio. I thought this was really cool. It's this character that has almost like this astronaut helmet. And I like the little bunny ears. They look like they flap or something like that. Is there a name for those, James? Like, is that an anime thing or something?
Bunny ears.
Just bunny ears? Super, super cool. Love the character design. The thing that I thought would be neat is I wish there was just a little bit more detail in the helmet. Like a little more like thickness. Because I feel like the design is so cool. So that's the only thing that I might do a little bit different. Other than that, I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to give it a whirl. I wanted to give it a little drawing here. Oh, real quick, I got some comments, and then we will hit the start button. I don't post, but I plan to soon, working on an animation series with a small group of people. Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. CharacterHub is amazing. I've been there since very early on. You can store lore, artwork, writing, anything.
And if you honestly don't want your characters visible, they can be completely private, only viewable by you, and also a place to, like you said, store the lore, artwork, writing, and anything until you're ready to use them for something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super cool. There's also social worlds to make friends and or role play. I created one, and it's one of the most popular on the site. That's cool. Hey, Joe, what is up? Thank you so much. Rock and roll. Dude, I love your avatar. That's really cool. Oops, I think I just saw my helmet off to the right. You did, Jeff. One take Norgrove. There is the Hong Kong Trooper. Yeah, you did. All right. So I'm just going to talk about this. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. I think yeah, this is really cool. This is Sydney Ignasio by Soupy Soupster. I just wanted to give my take on what I would do with this. Are you ready?
If you're ready, timer starts now.
All right. So first, I'm just gonna kind of draw in this head here. Mm-hmm. Kind of get the basic shape of the head here. And then, so I want to get this cool helmet. I really like the design of this here. So this goes here like this. I like this. And I get that some of these, maybe it was meant to be more like animated and simplified, but I still feel like, man, for me, I just thought it would be fun to see this with just a little more, maybe a little more details. Maybe this would kind of come around like that. All right, and then this here. I'm curious if these are supposed to be metal, like these bunny ears. What do you think, James? Are they metal?
Well, it might be like a form-fitting, high-tech suit, kind of where it just kind of shrinks to you.
Okay.
Moves with you, like a Evangelion plug suit.
All right. All right, something like that. Oh man, they said 10 minutes. What am I going to do in 10 minutes? Oh man. All right. I like that this character is shouting. And it looks like distress. And I like the kind of the mini dreads with frosted tips. All right. So usually just kind of mapping that stuff out real quick. Let's get some deets going with this. So I'm going to go a little bit thicker with some of the outlines here. I do like that there's a variety of lines, like thick and thin. James, what do you think? You dig this character? It's cool, right?
I need to read more lore on it. I need to know.
You need to know?
I need to know, are those your ears or an aesthetic cosmetic choice? Are they antenna? Do they pick up sonar?
All right. I like where your head's at.
Or are you just kawaii?
Don't make me laugh when I'm doing my line work. Kawaii.
What did John do? Ew, ew.
Wait, what?
You made that sound like the UWU like emoticon. Like ew, ew. It's like what?
When was this?
When we had him last on the live stream.
Oh. Oh, that's right. When he was dressed like an elf.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is kind of cool. So I like doing thicker lines kind of around the outside. So even if you squint your eyes, you can kind of feel the basic shapes, right? But now going in with thinner lines. James, where am I at time-wise, just out of curiosity?
5 minutes as of right now.
All right. So this, I do see that there's the thickness here, but maybe there could be like, maybe there's like an audible microphone here, and maybe some kind of auxiliary thing here that can do something, maybe to emphasize that this is, that the thickness is going this way. This piece here might be cool to just kind of have the thickness here, so it's just kind of separated from the rest of the helmet. And then there's cool things like, again, there doesn't have to be a lot, and maybe, you know, if this is meant to be something animated where you don't want to have a lot of detail, that I totally get. But, you know, there could be something where there's just like, you know, just some things to like just kind of keep it tech-like, you know, where it's almost like they're steel casings or something like that that make it look like armor. So I really dig these bunny ears, but I thought it would be cool if there was some kind of like mechanism where you kind of see it wrapping around.
Watch, we're wrong. They're not even ears at all.
Well, they could be like antennae or something like that.
Watch, it's like it's supposed to be like an EV suit or something like that.
And then maybe you know, something to just kind of help make things kind of turn around a little bit. I do like the glare in there is pretty cool. This one here is really nice that you've got. And then on the inside, maybe a little bit more I dig the hair. Cool. I might go a little over, I thought, with some of these, but thank you for keeping me in the loop. So then I might get a little bit funkier with some of these details here. Oh yeah. A little bit of a shadow under here, maybe a little bit more shadow coming through here.
You can even do a 15 horse.
Yeah, I just want to make it, I don't know. If I stop now, just like, you know, kind of unfinished. I realize these are just supposed to be like quick sketches for fun, but this one doesn't look as distressed. I think I should have made the expression just a little more dramatic, a little more frantic. But because I'm just doing these really quick, man, I dig these frosted tips. I'm trying to think what I would have, like how I should do this here, but
yeah, this one like, oh, taking heavy fire. Oh no. And this one's like, oh, they sold the last French cruller while I'm in line at the donut shop. Which is still pretty drastic, let's be fair.
just kind of getting in some detail here. I want to see some of the inside of this helmet here, and then
You should just add illustrating comics onto your like list of things.
oh, I've illustrated comics.
I mean, just actively still right now.
Oh, actively?
The whole ongoing omnibus of Aladdin 30.
I wish I had more time. I would love to do all of the Aladdin stuff. And then we just do a little, add a little zip here. Okay, and then maybe now I'm just playing. feel like maybe. And then a cool thing you can do once you have color or tone is you've probably already, it looks like you already know how to do this, but one thing that you can do, all of these little places where like the metal has like these little, like where the armor kind of lines up, almost like you'd see on the side of a car where like the, the fender, where the fender and door meet, like the side of the car is the same, but it's like a crack where like the door can open. Sometimes it's like a little piece or something like that. The cool thing that you can do is you can go with white. I mean, I drew this on white, so it's not going to work as well. But what you can do is you can add little highlights to a lot of those ridges, and it'll make it look even more three-dimensional, which is really cool to do when you have something neat like a helmet like that. Anyway, something like that. All right, it's a quick sketch. All right,
I'm jealous.
I'm
I
getting,
don't get to wear
I'm
it.
getting warmed up. Anyway, blah. So I guess my whole point is just I love the design, but just taking some of the details a little bit further that really helps make it look a little bit more rounded and kind of like the pieces are snug together. So it just really looks like a high-tech, it doesn't have to have tons of buttons and like antennae and all the different things. I think the design is awesome, but just something that just makes it a little more sci-fi. It's still super cute, with like the bunny ears, but it has a little bit more realism and just kind of puts it in this world. I have no idea what this person is up against.
I enjoy how the ears look like they're just swiveling.
I like that too, where it looks like they're moving and stuff. Right away, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to draw this. So there you go. So there's the first one. We're going to take some comments. We're going to kind of go through a couple more things, and then we're going to be back with character number 2. We're going to switch back and forth. I like the mood lighting. This is the live stream lounge. So usually like we're just hanging out and we're talking art. The whole point of the live stream lounge is careers in creativity. And so a lot of times my special guests, I've had like Phil Stone, who does artwork for Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. Not on the live stream, but on other videos, I've had Jim Toe, who illustrates comic books for Marvel Comics. But I just love the one thing that kind of unifies a lot of what we're talking about is careers in creativity, filmmakers, musicians, artists, writers, and that's kind of our thing. That's how we roll. All right, so let's see here. Get to some comments. Let's see. Someone wrote D. I don't know what this is, but they wrote it a bunch of times. Please stop spamming. Yeah, that's cray. Let's see. How can I comment live? You just did. You just did, Jeff. Feels like I'm back in class. Nice seeing you, Jenny. I meant the Tick's sidekick, Arthur.
Oh, the moth kid. Yeah. The guy in a little white outfit,
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm double tasking. I'm doing my Duolingo lessons and watching this at the same time. LOL. All right. Let's see. So I guess you're not responding to comments. I am responding to comments, Jeff. Did I miss one of yours? Oh, I did. I missed a bunch. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oops, I think I just saw the helmet. Yes. Did I finally get this thing right? You sure did. Whoops. Oh, that doesn't go through the comments that way. That character Sydney reminds me of the Tick with a helmet. Very cool. All right, yeah, I totally remember that now. I truly hope one time I really want to be your guest, and I will actually take over your site, and I will interview you to see who Matt really is and his beginnings. That sounds like a riot, and we will totally do that sometime, Jeff. I can't wait. My dad still has your drawing of my grandma and grandpa. Oh my gosh, I remember that. I see it every time at the Brockham Way house. Awesome. Jeff was my next door neighbor when we were growing up.
Really?
Yeah. Telecommunications helmet and the ears shoot bullets and pick up radar. Yeah, I missed a bunch of comments. I'm sorry, everyone. This is dead airtime. Always be chatting. I'm trying. I'm walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time.
I mean, when you're drawing, you can't really see these comments coming.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm back here. Let's see. I need to do my Duolingo also. Ooh, nice. What language? Yeah, I'm curious too for both of you. So I'm guessing you're good. I'm good tonight. There's actually going to be a little bit of a break after tonight, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Vlaber, hello, says very nice. She came out so awesome. Thank you. Sanix and Scottish Gaelic. Wow. Nice. I'm learning Italian. I see my helmet there. Yeah, I feel like some of these might be out of order. Yeah, that is the Hong Kong Koopa Troopa. I did study Italian for the last year so that I could speak a little bit when I went over there. Thank you. Nice drawing. Thank you. And in Italian, that would be prego. Or no, that's you're welcome. Grazie. That's it. that would be really pompous of me to just be like, you're welcome. Thank you, Director Matt. Thanks, Jeff. All right. So we are going to, I got a little more housekeeping, and then we're going to get on with the next drawing. I had a lot of fun with that. All right. So we have some Star Wars things to chat about. And while we do that, we're gonna get into Star Wars real quick, and then back to the drawing. It's someone's birthday.
I mean,
it was someone's birthday yesterday, and I feel like we should all say happy birthday to my buddy James. Let me take this here. Let me do this here.
I feel like that's dead air, if anything, man.
No. I'm gonna sing, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I need you to flip that around, and then I need everyone at home to join me so loud that we can all hear this from rooftop to rooftop. Are you ready for this? You know what? No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to do this. We're going to do this later, but we will sing happy birthday. Not yet. But if you can hold this, what I did want to do, what I thought would be fun for James and his birthday, I thought James is my sushi buddy.
Oh, remember the boat at Miyako?
Yeah. My gosh. So I thought it would be fun. Are you ready for this? I thought James would appreciate,
oh my God,
this little heart filled with sushi.
What?
Are you ready? And I have chopsticks from Pokey Pokey. Are you ready to partake? And then I promise we're going to get through Star Wars stuff real quick and on to the next sketch. But, dude, first things first, we need to do a sushi break.
All right. Not going to go that low? Okay.
Oh, here, I can move it right here so you can see it. Oh, would you look at this?
Would you look at this?
All right.
Appreciate that, man.
Dude, it's for you.
Baby, you treat me so fan.
All right. Let's dive in. Sushi's my favorite food. So true story. I'm kind of upset because I went my whole life thinking I hated sushi. And so when I lived in LA, there were times that I could have had really good business meetings, but they said they were going out for sushi. And I just felt like I don't want to be the person who isn't eating. And then Casey, somehow, it's a long story, but she got me into sushi. Now it's my favorite food, like even more than pizza, even more than nachos with cheese, even more than Milky Ways.
I watched you just eat it for breakfast at one point.
Oh my gosh,
Right out of the
anytime.
fridge.
Dude, I would eat sushi all the time if I could.
It's just so amazing how your palate went from, I've watched you eat a cheese sandwich out of the microwave to, this sushi.
There's if you want the wasabi sauce, it's in the middle there. That is good. All right. While James is rocking the sushi, real quick, let's get into some Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. All right.
Sorry.
It is my 30th anniversary of doing. Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
It's the 30th anniversary of me doing official Star Wars art. I can't even believe it. Neither can Taylor, apparently. All right. This was kind of fun in celebration of The Phantom Menace, which came out 25 years ago. Fright Rags is releasing the very first Zombie Wars shirt. It's a parody of The Phantom Menace. And the shirts look great. There's regular tees. There is the baseball tees. And you can get them at Fright Rags, fright-rags.com. But I happen to have them here. I thought it would be cool to show you what they look like. The quality is amazing. First of all, this right here, this is the original art. You can kind of see. This is the original. I had so much fun putting this together, studying the art of Drew Struzan and just all the cool textures. That was really the thing I was into. And yeah, the guilty pleasure is kind of making everything look zombified. There's a couple people that saw this and said it's not zombified enough. Well, true story, these posters, they actually tell a story. So here you can see Obi-Wan gets his demise, and then you see Obi-Wan get more and more decayed. And I think by the time it's A New Hope, he's just a skeleton. So it's kind of on purpose, not that zombified, and then things just get more and more decrepit throughout the saga. So that is the art.
Good things take time.
Here is the basic t-shirt. Check this out. The colors, they're so vivid. The quality of these shirts for full color tees is awesome. Wow. See here. That's sweet. So cool. Well, I was really excited about when they did the original trilogy for the baseball tees. They had all three of the baseball tees with blue sleeves. So when they wanted to do the Phantom Menace, I said, you know what? Let's do it. I said, is there any way, instead of having blue sleeves again, is there any way we can do red sleeves? And to my desire,
Wow.
they decided to do the red sleeves. Doesn't that look great?
It really pops the fact that Darth Maul is also on.
Yeah, like what a great, it's so cool. I'm so happy with how these came out. They just look really, really cool. Anyway, you can get them from Fright Rags now. They will sell out. All their shirts do sell out. Sometimes they'll do reprints. Sometimes they don't. But check them out at Fright Rags. And
Fright Rags sell out consistently. The quality is, you cannot deny it. So definitely hop in on that.
yeah, so you can see here the prices. I'm telling you, they are so comfortable. and the quality of printing, even when they go through the wash, they are the most quality shirts I've ever seen, to be honest. You can see here some of these sell out. One of them here is the Return from the Grave is what it's called. That one is sold out, and the Living Dead Strikes Back is on sale, and it's hard to see because, at least for me here, it's kind of covered. Those are on sale for $12.
Wow.
They might have limited sizes though, so it depends on your shirt size.
They're normally over 30.
Yeah. So if you want those shirts, grab them. But the episode 1 shirts, at some point they will be sold out. They don't do the cheap print on demand. Anyway, this was the piece that was revealed last week. This is Vader's World. It's kind of the big piece commemorating my 30th anniversary of Star Wars. There's this really cool Star Wars art show happening in Germany this July, and it is celebrating the work of myself and Robert Bailey, who is one of George Lucas's favorite artists. He is phenomenal. So this is a really cool thing. You can see it's kind of split down the middle here, and the color artwork on one side is mine. The other artwork is Robert Bailey. He is like master of just using a pencil, and so good. Anyway, Robert Bailey, he has a welcome video on the website. If you check out, by the way, there's also a trailer, and the trailer is really cool if you want to check that out. Also, I have not an interview. I have a message, a welcome message. I tried to do some of it in German, but not very well. So this is Robert Bailey's piece, and this was existing art. They wanted me to kind of do something on the other side of it. So with that, yeah, you can kind of see this is how I drew it out. But coming soon, I believe this Tuesday, I'll be dropping the first of a series of videos that show how I illustrated this from start to finish. Can't wait for you guys to see that. It's time to start drawing again, but let's hop through. Let me just get through some comments really quick. Thank you so much. I'm learning Italian because I lied about knowing Italian. Oh no! And so now you have to follow through, and eventually it's going to catch up with you unless you figure it out and learn it. That's great. Oh, we're getting to the next one here. Oh, thank you, Director Matt. Okay, so I already got some of these. Don't forget about Mother's Day. And Jeff, please tell your mom Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, we had a great day. It was we talked about it a little bit earlier. It was a beautiful day for sure. Happy birthday, James. Mother's Day. That's James Polony. Yeah, happy birthday, James. Oh man, I missed all kinds of comments. Beautiful sushi. I know, it was in a heart. Got that at Myers. I love eel. I love all the things.
Nagi.
Arsenio Ramos. Hey Matt, what is going on? Joe says the original and the shirt look great. Iconic. One of my favorites of yours. Thank you, Joe. Joe, you've been killing it with the prints on Acme and everything. Your work has been looking phenomenal as well. Cool tees. Thank you. Me and my friends are watching the stream, and she is currently shaming me for never having watched Star Wars.
What?
I'm sorry. I'll watch it tomorrow. Well, there's so much to like. Where would you even start? Well, probably the original, I guess.
9 movies. You can start anywhere in there.
Well, some people say start with episode 1 and move through.
Yeah,
some people say the original trilogy and then the prequels and then the sequels. Some people, including myself, say there's a quintessential order to watching the trilogy of trilogies. And that is, hold on.
It's like when people tried to get me to watch Doctor Who. I'm like, there's like 5,000 episodes. I'm not watching Doctor Who.
The best way to watch the Star Wars films is episode 4, episode 5, then 1, 2, 3, then 6, then 7, 8, and 9. Here's the reason why. You watched the first one that came out, in 1977, episode 4, then episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. When that one ends, there's this huge cliffhanger, and it's like,
Okay.
I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
huge cliffhanger. And when this film came out, you didn't know for 3 years whether someone was lying or not. Then you found out in episode 6. Well, the prequels then kind of tell you kind of what you already know. Not that I hate the prequels, but I feel like if you just watch 4 and 5 and then don't watch 6, go back to episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then 6, it makes 1, 2, and 3 better. It also makes, by the time you get to 6, now that there's so much more backstory and you really know how things got to be the way they got to be, it makes episode 6 amazing. So that would be my suggestion if you're planning on watching all the Star Wars films.
Digitally altered some of it in the recent edition. It's like, it just makes sense to watch 6 last, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you place Rogue One, though? Would you suggest that?
At the moment, I would not.
Okay.
But I do really like Andor, so I'm waiting for season 2 of Andor to see, like, maybe you should, and maybe that's squeezed in there too.
Mhm.
I also really like Solo, so I need to come up with a quintessential.
And there's Rebels,
Quintessential.
Clone Wars.
Yeah. Keeping a notepad handy. Awesome. Thank you so much. Coming from you, that means the world. I'm actually working on my next Acme pitch right now while I'm watching you. Awesome. Well, I hope it goes through, and I can't wait to see what it is. All right. We are going to jump to the next character, and it is created by Ali Oliver. And this is called Buu, Ox, and this is a really, really cool character, and I'm just so intrigued. I can't wait to draw this character. So let me get set up here. I'm gonna take this off right here. I'm gonna set this here for now. I'm gonna set this sushi. But if I close this up for a little bit, James?
Yeah.
Or I'll put it back in the fridge. Oh, in the fridge, right here. Do you need a refresher for the drink or anything?
I think we can get through this next one.
Get through the next one?
Maybe.
All right. All right, let's see here. Go back. We're right here. All right. So this character here, I'm going to close this, do this. All right, so this character is really, really interesting. I love so much about it. I love the horns. I like the other side. I'm trying to remember. I think I saw an image on the other side, like the hair is kind of only here, but I'll probably draw something the same angle. Super cool. I love the colors. Yeah. Basically, all the colors are reused. Yeah. I like that the horns are different. So in terms of design, I absolutely love it. Maybe there's a couple things just with some of the basic drawing things and like the fabric and stuff. I have maybe a couple suggestions there, but and maybe the hair a little bit. But let's rock on with this. Let's do this.
Okay. And whenever you're ready, timer is now.
All right. I dig it. I'm going to try to do something similar with the stance. So I'm going to start with the head right here. I like the way the stance is here. I'm going to say so a lot of times when you have a stance that's more feminine, a lot of times you have the if the hips are kind of going this way and it looks like more of the weight would be distributed on this foot here. So if that's the case, then that means the shoulders are going to be going kind of kitty corner to that, right? Not kitty corner, but it's almost like teeter-totters. So this arm is going to be kind of down like that. I dig that. And then this one, hand is in the pocket. I dig that. So I usually kind of start with a basic skeletal structure, like so. And then I get more, I add what I call the meat. Let's see. I should have had this come out a little bit more. I might not have this in a pocket just because of the way I drew it. I could fix that, but just in the sake of time, I'm just going to roll with it. All right. So with that, maybe this head is a little bit big here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Size. I love that the horns are kind of like extra long. I like the shape. I like the rings. Cool. All right, so a couple things before I kind of draw a little bit more here, and that is there's kind of this basic thing that you want to do especially when you're not drawing from photo reference. You want to keep track of which way legs and limbs and all of that stuff are moving. So, for example, if you have a cylinder like this, the other side of this cylinder, well, I guess I'll just put the other side of the cylinder like this. If you have something wrapping around the cylinder, obviously it's going to be also wrapping around this direction here, right? It would be really weird if you had something wrapping around the cylinder this way. Like, it's possible that something could be stretching that way, but that's a little bit strange. So what I'm seeing here is two things, actually a couple things. One is under here, this fabric is kind of curving up, which is okay, but then this fabric here around the torso, this is curving this way, and I feel like that should maybe also be curving that way. And then this one, this looks correct here from this vantage point. I'm assuming we would see this curving this way, but then this one, it's possible if the leg is coming out towards us, and it doesn't seem like it's really coming out towards us as much, but it seems like this should also be curving this way. That's just my guess. Oh, and I love the tail here. I'm going to have the tail kind of doing a swoosh like this, I think would be kind of fun. something like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have, let's see. Gosh. Do I want this to go this way? I guess it depends on where our vantage point is, but I thought this would be cool, and maybe you don't want, maybe it's supposed to be a higher rise here or something. I don't know if there's a belly button or not, but something like that. And then I like the loose, I like how the pants kind of have this flare here. And then here, I'm going to say probably would curve this way. Because when it goes that way, it's almost like they're cut higher here and lower around the back, if that makes sense. Otherwise, looks great. For a 3/4 view, right now the eyes are kind of the same size, but what I think might be helpful is the eye that's closer to this side here. If you make that smaller, and then this eye can be wider, and it's almost like it helps it kind of turn around the other side. I'm not seeing a mouth here. Is there not supposed to be a mouth? I should probably check the comments and see before I draw a little mouth there. Something like that. So that's the only thing that, right now the tattoo that you have is kind of a little bit around the front of the arm. Normally tattoos are kind of more on the side.
Did you want to pause and check the comments?
Yeah, I'm going to do that real quick. But yeah, so something like that. I dig this character. And then maybe I'll do some inking on it real quick for giggles. Let's see. Dave gave me the order to watch Star Wars in because I've only seen the first 2 movies in the original release dates. Still haven't seen them yet. Will be my summer vid. You know, for people that haven't seen Star Wars, I don't think it's that awful if you haven't seen them. It's not for everyone. They are really good. I think for people that haven't seen them, they're surprised because I think people think it's going to be more nerdy and more about like the tech and more like science fiction, like stuff that maybe they're not interested in. But I think the beauty of Star Wars is they are for everyone. They're for kids, they're for adults, they're fairy tales. They don't really spend a lot of time getting into the tech or the laser construction of how the lightsaber is. You know, they don't really get into that. It's a story of good and evil, and they're funny. They're also like you're on the edge of your seat, and there's romance and there's heartache and there's all the things. They're just really good stories. It just happens to be really good stories that have robots and have speeder bikes and have aliens and, you know, stormtroopers and this villain that's all in black that, you know, and it's all interesting, but they are really good. And I think when people haven't seen them and they watch them, they're usually pretty surprised.
Consider that they came out in the 70s, and that's probably the highest tech they'd ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Tom, what is up? Machete Order is tested and true. However, I do love Rogue One. It's such a unique, special film. I know I'm in the minority. I just feel like Rogue One is a story that didn't need to be told. I feel like when you get through the first half was all about trying to find Saw Gerrera. And then when they get to him, I'm done running. And then that's it. Like you could literally take off the first half of the movie and just start watching halfway through. And then everyone knows what happens. And it does lead in. And of course, it's great when Darth Vader comes out at the end and he's amazing. But then it's weird how the next day he fights Obi-Wan Kenobi and then he's slow again with the lightsaber like this. So I don't know. It is what it is.
Star Wars is public domain, then maybe they'll redo
Well, and I'll tell you what, that's going to be interesting when that happens for sure. But I do love Andor though. Oh my gosh. Machete Order. I don't know what that is. Machete Order. Is that the one I was talking about? I've heard that's called the quintessential order. I don't even know if I know what the Machete Order is. Viewings. JJ Skywalker, what is shaken? Thick Jesus, do you prefer to draw standing or sitting? Gosh, I don't know. You know what? I kind of like this level. I'm standing right now, and I kind of dig it. I'm usually sitting. I'm usually sitting at the kitchen table, just because I like sunlight. That's a good tip about the cylinder. Thank you. Yeah, it's the way things should kind of move around, arms and limbs, and it all depends on. You have to think about, is an arm coming towards you or away from you? And sometimes you might have something like this where the upper part of the arm is going away from you. So in that case, all of the loops should be going under, and then the lower arm is coming towards you, now the cylinder things are all rounded over the top coming towards you like that. So something to think about is you're like kind of inventing clothing and kind of how it wraps around. I can't draw a face as a mouth. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't like adding a mouth to your character if they don't have one. Space Western. Yeah, that really is what Star Wars is. I already love this drawing so much. I'm obsessing over, rock and roll. Thank you. Not much lore, just good adventure. Yeah, I would agree. Mostly commonly known as the Machete Order. Okay. Rock and roll. I'm going to add just a little bit just because I really like this character. I want to draw a little more. I'm going to just add in a little bit of...
You got 7 minutes.
Oh, I do? 7 minutes still? Rock and roll. So I'm going to just put in a little bit of thicker lines here. So whenever you're doing folds in fabric, there's always an area, whenever it's going around the limbs, there's always areas where the fabric is bunched up. And then there's always an area where the fabric is taut. Some basic outlines here. bit of the shoulder here. All right. So now let's just do a little bit of detail. Kind of coming around here. Because I drew this character smaller, it's harder to get in some of the details. Is that your stomach, James? Just made that noise?
You know, digesting. She heard after the 4 Long Islands last night.
What? Celebrating your birthday.
Yeah, and then I remembered, oh, right, I forgot. Freddy's Long Islands do not pull punches. And I've never actually known how hard they hit because you were always the one buying them. I never questioned it.
Oh. Another cool thing you can do to help kind of fabric and stuff, you can add little drop shadows. So in the case of right here where like the pants are almost like a, oh, there's this cool, I forgot there's this cool stripe here. Right here where the end of the pant, or the shorts, I guess, right here. Oh, you have it. I see that you drew the shadow. Very nice. You already know that there would be like a cool shadow right there. Also, probably a cool shadow underneath right there. And then there might be a little bit of a drop shadow here. And there. So sometimes just those little shadows, and I can actually see with the color, you absolutely have a lot of those. So a lot of this is preaching to the choir, and I can see that you have a lot of this going on, which is cool. So let's see, this looks good here. I dig this. Oh yeah, I dig it. Yeah, super cool. I'm gonna give it just a little love. On the outside, just to kind of make it stand out. Oh, I guess there would be a little detail right there, the thumb. With inks, you can do a thing. You can do connecting edges and different line weights to help make the character stand out. I'm using different inks here, and I can see some of these inks are bleeding into the marker. Someone mentioned dead air. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I can usually talk and draw at the same time, but sometimes I'm just in deep mode. Usually I have people asking questions, and James is filming, but I need like a moderator that can that I can have a live mic and just reading the comments as you guys are asking them would be slick, so that I could just answer questions at the same time.
I guess if we repositioned the laptop, we probably could. Some streamers have like a little audio cue whenever a comment comes in, so they can keep up with it real time on their own.
Yeah, but then they're stopping each time, right? To like look at it.
I mean, they'll look at it as they're still going, and then they'll just kind of answer it. You know, they don't have to type it back out or anything.
Gotcha.
Jim did it on Twitch for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Sometimes just adding a little bit of tone or color can just make the character pop out a little bit, even if you don't do a crazy whole bunch of rendering.
Little goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's like when I was making balloons, a little bit of Sharpie art, just a face was the difference between $1 and $5. Oh wow!
Put a close up on the face there, if you can. Maybe
Well, I
you can.
can just trying to focus in.
It's fun. That is Buu, created by Ollie Oliver. Super cool. All right, we're going to head to some comments. We're going to talk about some other stuff real quick, and we're going to come back for more. Are you ready for more?
No, the pants got 6 inches shorter because I hated the idea.
All right. Well, rock and roll. Let's get to some of this. Let's get to some comments. No. Loving this character. Me too. Matt, do you like using pen nibs for inking, or do you prefer microns and markers? I love pen nibs, but they're hard to keep track of, and they're hard. Like you have to wash them out really good, and depending on the surfaces you're using. So even though I like pen nibs better, a lot of times I'm just using what I have on the go. So I'll be honest, a lot of times I just grab Sharpies, the fine point Sharpies. I do really like the ones that are like brush pens, like the Micron brush pens are cool. They get kind of janky really quick though. It doesn't take long before they start splitting into two, and then they don't stay like a nice point as long. Although a lot of the other ones do. These ones, and I don't think these are these water-based Tombow are, the quality of the ink isn't that good, but the quality of the brush pen is really good.
Structural integrity.
Yeah. So go figure. That's probably, that is so cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for allowing me to have fun with your character. I think the character is super cool. And just a couple tips that I thought might help a little bit with just the way fabrics kind of roll around things. So maybe that helps. I'll get nice clean images of all of these. And maybe erase a little bit of like the pencil lines just to kind of clean these up a little bit. I should have done that before. I just erased that over the face. It looks a little cleaner. It's a little nicer. Rock and roll. So let's chat about Afterburn the movie. So this is not my film. I don't own this film. I don't have a stake in this film at all. But this is a comic book that came out years back, and I was the cover artist for Red 5 Comics, this comic called Afterburn. And when they did this, they were already talking about a potential movie. I think there was some interest. It bounced out through Hollywood for a while. There were a number of actors that were attached. But these are some of the covers that I did. It's really cool. It's kind of like Indiana Jones is probably the closest thing that it would be described, but it takes place in the post-apocalyptic future. And these are some of the covers that I've done. It is now in production as a movie. It's not just in development. It's happening. They've already started filming. This is not just a low budget, like, oh, just like a throwaway, like something that's going to be on HBO Max. This film the production is over $100 million. This is the real deal. It is, it's going to be great. And it stars Dave Bautista. You guys all know from, oh my gosh, Guardians of the Galaxy, Blade Runner 2049, the new Dune, Glass Onion, that's right. All kinds of things. And of course, Samuel L. Jackson. So the new thing, and there he is, first day on set. There's Sam Jackson with the director. And Sam Jackson sent out, he just posted May the 4th be with you on May the 4th, but straight from the Afterburn set, which was kind of cool.
He's like, hey, guys, I got to do a thing.
Yeah. So here's something interesting. This is two new actors that they've announced that have started filming. One is Olga Kurylenko, and the other is Christopher Hivju. Christopher Hivju, you probably recognize from Game of Thrones, and he's been on a couple other things that I know what they are, but I haven't seen. I haven't seen him in anything that I know of outside of Game of Thrones. Of course, he's everyone's favorite wildling from that. Here's what's interesting about Olga Kurylenko, who I wasn't that familiar with until I learned she was the main Bond girl in Quantum of Solace. Oh. Here's what's interesting about that. When I was hired to do these covers, the main person, I wish I could zoom in on this, the main person that they wanted this character to look like was Eva Green. Eva Green, you probably know, was the Bond girl in in my opinion, the greatest Bond movie of all time, which is, oh my gosh, Casino Royale, the first one with Daniel Craig. She was the main Bond girl in that, and that's kind of the look that they wanted. She was also in the movie 300. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Who? The Queen?
I forget. I haven't seen. Yes.
Wife?
Yes,
okay.
I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. I haven't seen that in so long. I love 300.
I love 300.
Anyway, so it's interesting that they didn't get Eva Green. They didn't get the Bond girl from Casino Royale. They got the Bond girl from the movie after Casino Royale. They got the Bond girl from Quantum of Solace. So I thought that was, I don't know if that was intentional. And I don't know if they wanted me to say that. Like, maybe they didn't want me to say that. So I don't think they'd be upset. Maybe officially they didn't want to make it like, well, we couldn't get Eva, so we got this person. This person could be a better fit for all I know. I have no idea. But, oh, Eva Green was in the 300 sequel.
Oh, that's why I don't recognize.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right, Dave Todd. I just saw that. I just saw this comment pop up. Yeah, you are correct. So I vote we get to some more drawing, but let's just, do I have some new comments here? Are you loyal to any brand of ink or pencil? That's a great question. I am not loyal to any. Right now I'm using, I just happen to have these just like regular art pencils. What are these? Staedtler Mars Lumograph.
Yeah, as long as it's
just
not
like
rose art.
Honestly, I will use pencils like the yellow ones that have the like the arithmetic ones. Makes no difference to me. I usually like pencils that are darker and easier to shade. So I like B all the way to 6B. 6B smudges more, but the cool thing about all the smudging is then you take your eraser and you can like erase out highlights, which is kind of cool. The lighter pencils, you have to push harder to really see it, but then you're kind of carving into the paper. And if you draw something you don't like, even if you erase all the pencil, you've got like these carving lines that if you shade over it, they're just way too hard. So I don't like the H pencils at all. But I usually use lead holders. I really like lead holders so that your pencil always stays the same size. And I almost busted one out, but I couldn't find the pencil sharpener for it. I might have taken that to the college. So, but otherwise, no, honestly, I've tried to, I think for me or any artist, I feel like you try to just use the foundation of good drawing and painting, light and shadow, perspective, contrast, texture, all the things, so that no matter what you have, if someone gives me a box of crayons, I mean, of course, I wish I had my really good brushes, and I wish I had my premium Liquitex acrylic paints, and not just color pencils, but Prismacolor Premier color pencils. Of course, I wish I had those, but I feel like a good artist, you should be able to be given anything, and then you just figure it out. And if it's a new medium, you might need to work through it a little bit to figure out how it works. But once you get a handle for it, you should be able to take anything and make it look good if you stay with the foundation. Again, light and shadow, perspective, texture, all the things. And so usually that's kind of what I'm more focused on. I use whatever. If I'm at a restaurant and they have the placemats for kids and crayons on the table, like I can't help but like you put a drawing utensil in my hand and I'm just the most comfortable. At parties, it's not that I'm antisocial, but to me, a really fun party is showing up and like, oh my gosh, there's a notepad and a pencil. Like I'll just sit down and start drawing people and like having fun. I just that naturally, it's what I like to do.
I watched you drawing cocktail napkins.
Yeah, yeah. I like drawing caricatures of people and stuff. Thank you for all the tips. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I hope that you got something out of it. Absolutely. I'm supposed to be waking up in about 5 hours, so I need to sleep, sadly. Good night, you all. Hopefully back for another stream soon. Yeah, thank you, Ollie Oliver. Eva Green was in the 300 sequel. Thank you for the clarification on that. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have another character, and this one is so cool. This one is called Snapdragon by Candide Carmine. Or Candide Carmine. I can't read my own handwriting. Hold on. What did I write here? We put on my
Candide Carmine.
Candide Carmine. Oh, yeah, that is Candide Carmine. Snapdragon. Look at this character. I wish I could zoom in closer. I'll pull it up here. That is just so cool.
Wow.
I had nothing to say about this.
Wow.
I just wanted to draw it because, wow, that is so neat. It's almost like Avatar. I think this looks cooler than Avatar. Like, isn't this wild?
Reminds me of like an alternate Carmilla Carmine.
Look at the pat. It's almost like reverse tattoos in like black light or something like that. What a neat looking character. Wouldn't it be neat if this is what like Darth Maul looked like, or maybe in the sequels instead of Count Dooku, just like some
cooler
old
looking
dude?
than
What if this was like a Sith witch and like in certain dark places like they glow like this or something? That is just the coolest. Love it. So now the challenge I have, because this is painted and it kind of gives the luminosity. So what am I going to do with a couple pens in 10 minutes? Like I can't compete with it. Like this really looks cool, but I just really wanted to draw it. So I'm going to give it a whirl for 10 minutes, 15, and we'll see what I do.
All right.
Are you good for drinks? Do I need to make a drink real quick?
No, you're good. Let's
Maybe
let's
after?
go halfway.
All right.
Get this one rocking. And Matt, if you are ready,
Yes.
get you going.
All right. So this looks really cool. I think this, I'm just going to do a basic head. And just, I know it's so cool. I'm just going to have fun with it. I don't even know. Gosh, what should I do? Maybe I'll just draw a different angle. Not because I think it'll be better, but I just think it's so neat.
It's just so cool. Like I just dig the colors.
Isn't
so
it?
much. Like if I ran into her at the club, I'd call her back.
So I'm just kind of I'm drawing a 3/4 view. So for things like the lips kind of wrap around and they're longer on this side because you see more of it. I don't know if you see much of the eyes looking around here, but
Were the Night Sisters witches in the Star Wars?
yeah, I think they were. Gosh, I can't even see. I know the old lore and I know the new lore, and I don't know. I used to read all the books, so now I don't know like what mixes together. But there was the Witches of Dathomir,
Yeah,
and I think the Witches of Dathomir
the Night Sisters.
become the Night
Oh,
Sisters,
okay.
or are the Night Sisters?
Because
someone needs to school us on that
because
because I know.
there was like a game where you saw like a Night Sister zombie and a Night Sister spirit fighting under that army. And like nowhere in that show did I ever see a zombie. I feel
Mm-hmm.
or a fluorescent green ghost at least. I don't know. Maybe we did.
Well, did you watch Ahsoka?
No.
Oh, well, there's some more. There's some more stuff with that. I like this little ear here, and there's more images of this, so I don't know if this is like an elven ear a little bit.
Like this UV forest witch.
And I love the hair, the blocky hair, and I love that it's illuminated.
Like, oh, hey, honey, I'm on a test subject. Can I use your body real quick for like a ritual? You might lose a finger. I'm like, oh, yeah, baby, do whatever you want to me. I don't even care.
Okay, and then there's like,
I'd wear that.
you'd wear that?
Like if I was, a lady.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it? It's so cool.
I guess depending on the film, I would still wear it. I don't know. If there's a scene in Aladdin, just like, James, can you squeeze into this?
Mm-hmm.
Like A for effort, I will try.
All right, so now the challenge with pens and markers, how do I make this look illuminated? Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?
Do you have a blue over there?
No, I don't. I just grabbed a couple markers and my gosh, it's so cool. How is this gonna, what am I gonna do? Gosh, so neat. So neato torpedo. So I'm just having fun with this one. I've got no, James, can you even think of anything that would make this look cooler? Artistically? It's rad, right?
I don't think. I mean, Matt, if you can't, then I'm just an ignoramus here. You're the expert. I mean, if that was Kita from Atlantis: The Lost Empire, I feel like it'd be a way cooler movie. Still one of my favorite movies, but or the Night Elves in World of Warcraft, that'd be way cooler if they looked like that. hell, when you watched Avatar for the first time and you saw how all the fauna, all the flora and everything on Pandora just lit up and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I say, oh yeah, the Na'vi should have looked like that. And then I realized, why I think everything would just blend in then at that point. There'd be no contrast for what's on the trees or anything.
Mm-hmm. So just getting kind of my darker, thicker lines happening. Gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to make this look cool? All right, so I like that the eyes are illuminated, but there's just a hint. Of which way the eyes are looking. Put a shadow under the nose. I like that the lips are not illuminated and they're kind of dark. I think sometimes I think that's the cool thing about this character. And sometimes what happens is you want to make everything light up and make everything cool. And I think the fact that some of this is so selective. For example, I mean the arms and legs are it's so cool, but it's also cool that the insides of the legs don't have, because I feel like if you had just tattoos everywhere, it'd be too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also like that the chest doesn't have any. There are tattoos on the sides of the torso, but not on the front of the torso. I think that would just be too much. I love that the eyes are light up and there's like, it's almost like these stripes from the scalp and on the, that kind of come in under the cheekbones. Anything more on the face, it just would have been too much. And I think that's part of the beauty of it, is it is, I mean, it's kind of all over, but it really isn't. It's very selective about where it is and where it isn't. All right, now I gotta like, man, what? Is there anything I can do to render this with cross hatching to make it look somewhat cool? All right, so I'm gonna have, let's see, the hair is illuminated, so I don't want to add. too much there. But I can do just a little bit. Coming through there. All right, and then okay. So man, let's see. How do I render this out? Oh my gosh. Well, I need to pick a light source because most of the skin is like this darker violet color going into darker purples, but I need to pick a light source. I think I'm going to go instead of uplighting, I'm going to do just regular kind of downlighting. Let's just do some basic cross hatching. I'm going to do a lot more than you would usually do, just to kind of help the eyes look a little bit more illuminated. Hopefully. James, did you take art classes like when you were in school and stuff, or were you mostly like music and drama and all the things?
Oh geez, I did nothing but art and art classes for about 10 years, 10 to 13 years. And then after I realized everything I ever did was because schools put me up to it and they insisted on me doing all this other stuff for them. And so much of my art stopped being because I was doing it for myself, and it was always for some group or some function. And I'm like, eh. And, you know, when you're good at something at a young age, your family goes one of two directions. They either support you in your endeavors, or you crumble amidst the weight of expectations that they imposed on you, and then you falter, and then they pressure you harder, and then you just never want to do art ever again.
So that's kind of how it went down.
Yeah, so I could have continued, honestly. That was on like a cartoonist route at one point, but and then I realized, and when I got thrust into the theatrical film type world, under threat of being failed in my class because I didn't really want to participate then either. And I realized, okay, this isn't so bad, and it's a creative outlet that my family has no real idea anything about. So they're like, oh, well, that looks like you're doing the right thing, or it looks good, so we don't really have a comment on it. I'm like, good, no comment on it. I'm just going to keep doing this then. And then I just kind of fell into it from then. So I did like some of the sketchbook challenges though that you did. It really got me.
I remember that
got
was
me
really
thinking
cool.
about that.
How do you feel about like all the arts being related? Like, I don't know. I've always felt like all art is expressing yourself.
I feel like art is
So,
absolutely
like,
expressing
I
yourself.
feel like everything you learn, if you learn to play guitar, it helps you be a better actor. And the better actor you are, the better comic book illustrator you are, because you're implementing expressions into the characters and what their body stance is. Do you have someone waiting for a bus like this? Or do you have someone waiting for a bus like this? You know what I mean? And there's like, they all kind of connect to each other. Even things like music is like rhythm and its tempo. And
You're absolutely right. All art is connected, and it does. Like one does help you with other forms of art or creative expression, whether or not you realize it. It's just the things that you're learning. They all have these these connected creative pathways, and I feel like a lot of the times when we were faced with the different laws getting passed saying no, the creative stuff, unless it is core subject, it's not. It's irrelevant. And it's not important. And it doesn't help anything. So then you're not going to get people making better media or all the things where people go home and just binge Netflix, and like you have creative people to thank for that stuff. It just it costs you nothing to encourage the arts. You know, encouraging an artist. Kevin Smith had a whole thing on that. You discourage, the creative things, you get nothing out of that. Before I even took actual art classes, I was just doodling in fourth grade, so I didn't want to do my homework. I was doing the erase out technique before I even learned it from you at that point. I was messing with cross hatching before I even know there was a term.
Nice.
I guess I could go back and try something like that again, but it's not really something that ever 100% goes away. The last thing I ever picked up a pencil for was, oh geez. I think I make Cassidy like a card one time or something like that, and that was really it.
I only have orange here, so I'm just gonna.
Very cool.
I'm gonna wait until this dries before I erase more, because I feel like this isn't even a drawing pen, but what is this? It's like a gel. What is this called? A Uniball Sino. And you can see there's like, look at my hand. You can see all this this ink that just kind of smears on it. I love it because it's like drawing on ice skates. It's not drawing on ice skates. It glides across the paper like ice skates do on ice. But anyway, so here's my quick take on it. I just really like the glowing eyes and the glowing stuff. So anyway,
so cool.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that is
just
just so wicked. This is just my little doodle. I just thought it was really fun. This is way better than what I drew, but I just saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, please, can I draw that? Because that is just so cool. I feel like this just needs to be a little thicker there. I'm just gonna keep. I mean, I would just keep going. So I'm gonna stop now while I'm ahead. We got a couple more things to chat about, and then I'm doing another one. Are you ready for another one? Let's just hop through some. I want to check out some comments really quick. Oh,
so cool.
Yeah, that is just so fun. let's see. We've got some. Okay, definitely like a cross between Avatar, Na'vi, and Warcraft. Oh, it does have kind of a Warcraft look to it. Rogue Elf. Yep, Night Sisters. Thank you, Joe. Oh, Joe, you're the perfect person to ask. I know you know way more of the current lore and how they connect. I watch all the shows, but there's just so much. I forget it all. Okay, the Night Sisters are the witches of Dathomir. They raise their fallen dead, and they're zombie Night Sisters when Grievous attacks Dathomir. Okay, that's right.
Oh, is that like a Clone Wars thing?
Yeah, and I've only most of those I've only seen once, so they just like it escapes me the official stuff. I love the Night Sisters, so cool. I remember the Witches of Dathomir from, gosh, I'm trying to remember if that was Courtship of Princess Leia or the Crystal Star, like one of the old school expanded universe books. Hey, what's up, Ted? Howdy doodles. Be right back. I just learned about this from you. Would that be a full close-up? Probably. Full close-up. Yeah. Full close-up is usually right across the clavicle. Yeah. Let's see here. Fruit Loop. Hey, what's going on? That looks really cool. Yeah, the artwork is just awesome. I just wanted to draw that. How do you do shading with just the lines? I mean, I tried to, and I could do more cross-hatching. I think this is a really good example of what's happening with the character is perfect for Procreate and painting. And because it's digital, I feel like it's a lot easier to paint things that have a really luminous quality because you can really play around with slight glows. And
I love
and just
character.
all the things. Yeah,
like if I was a lady, I would want to look just like that. I would be so extra.
I know.
I would come in at every party just like, oh, I'm fashionably late, but I glow.
Yeah, super cool. That came out awesome. Hard to top the original design within the time limit, and also with writing pens, but. Yeah, it's just I just think the design is so neat. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's been a while since I had the time to join the live stream. I haven't been doing as many lately, but the last 2 weeks and today I guess would be 3. We've been back at it.
Yeah, man, I missed that.
Yeah, with the live stream. Oh, I know. Me too. It's been good. So real quick, I wanted to go through some new stuff. We'll get back to another character faux show. But yeah, having fun with this. This is really cool. Oh, and of course, you got to do your John Hancock, right? All right. So we've got more stuff to chat about, but first we had the sushi, and we almost started to sing "Happy Birthday" to James.
Oh, I thought you were gonna forget about that.
But I feel like if we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to James,
I was hoping you would. Okay.
It would probably be good to have paper plates and forks and knives. And then it would probably make sense to have a little sugar for James. Are you ready for this? So let me get this cooking real quick. Make sure I can open this. All the sprinkles are going to go over it. Do you even like cake? I don't know.
Don't look at a brother who does not like cake. You didn't have to do any of that.
I know. I thought it'd be fun. I thought it would be a nice break from drawing characters on the live stream. And
Matt, if you ever want to have cake on the live stream, all you gotta do is say so. We will have cake on the live stream.
And then here, look at this. Oh yeah. I'm not going to ask your age because I'm polite.
Ageless and timeless as a work of art.
I'll ask after. Because I don't know. I probably ask you every year and then I forget. All right.
Sometimes if I honestly just forget, I just ask Terry. Because I'll just always be 1 year younger.
All right. So everyone needs to sing along with me at home, and I'll know if you're not singing. All right.
You're really gonna make them sing, Matt?
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold this for you. I got this, and then I guess I'll turn it like this. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, would you look at the? Oh, here. Boop boop. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready? Everyone has to join me at home so you don't hear just my voice. And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you.
Matt, that's a look you only usually give me around Christmas time.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! You can see me singing in the little one too. Oh, all right. Are you ready, James? Make a wish. Don't tell us though. Yeah! Woo! I hear everyone screaming and cheering from across the land.
Oh, I don't glow like the. Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to set this right here. James, you get to cut the slashes. Oh, here, I can do this. Oh, yeah. Nice. So James.
You gotta,
oh, yeah.
just to make sure it doesn't yank the phone.
There you go. I thought I had two. Oh, there are two. Separate these here. So, funny story. I was just singing Happy Birthday. I don't think we've ever talked about this on the live stream, but I have a pet peeve about the Happy Birthday song. And the pet peeve is this. Everyone's saying Happy Birthday, by the way. We'll get to the quotes in a second. So, my pet peeve is this. Some people, not all people, but some people, my extended family included, after singing Happy Birthday, they go into this business where they start also singing to everyone else with your name that's ever had the same birthday as you. And I don't understand why people do that. I think it's rude and it's weird. What? Have you ever, after singing Happy Birthday, when people start going, and many more.
Do people do that?
Yeah, but it's so weird. It's like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you. And many more. You've never heard people do that? You're lucky. Like, my extended family always does it. And I feel like it's just the weirdest thing. Who are you talking to? Who are all these other people named James?
I think
that also have that are celebrating a birthday that day, alive and dead. Like what? Who are they talking about?
Maybe it's the and many more is wishing you and many more birthdays.
Think about it though. Listen to the words. Happy birthday to you.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Happy birthday, dear James.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you and many more people named James that have a birthday but aren't in this room right now and maybe have existed throughout time that are named James and have the same birthday as you. why do people say and many more? Like, why take the focus off you and assume that there's all these other people named James that are celebrating their birthday that
Well, you
day?
talk to the guy who wrote the song, and you forward him like an email inquiry and see what comes back. Matt,
This is good.
thank you.
You're welcome. Dude, this is good. It's sugary. Yeah, I've heard some people say that it's to have many more birthdays. But that would only make sense if the song went, happy birthday to you this year. Happy birthday to you this year. Happy birthday, dear James, this year. Happy birthday to you this year and many more in the future. Hopefully you're still around to celebrate them. Right? Then it would make sense.
Yes, in a culture where language had to be literal, always.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well,
you should pitch that to your class one day and just see what happens.
You need a new drink? I'm gonna replenish these drinks, and then we're gonna get to some comments. We got some other fun stuff to go through, and then we're gonna get back to another drawing. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. So what do you guys think? Did you guys want to take guesses what James wished for? The flavor of cake?
First off, no one will ever guess it.
What your wish was?
Yeah. Second,
Probably not.
if it does come true within the next year or two, actually no, by this time next year, if it did come true, I will personally repaint Matt's entire house, whatever color he wants, and I will even cut into the ceiling it completely free of charge by myself.
Cut into the ceiling.
Yeah, because if you're painting and you're not cutting in,
Oh.
yeah, then you got a really crappy painter.
So do you want mocha this time?
Yeah.
All right.
No, and then I'll even no. It's either that or I will learn enough immersive passive Korean to go to South Korea and market the Aladdin 3477 trilogy myself.
There you go.
Obviously, Matt will be there because
Yeah,
he would have to be.
I would love to go.
But now
We'd have to bring Jess.
Mhm. And then, but at least then it's not just gonna be a shambling around like you want to see movie. Oh, we'll actually get somewhere.
All right.
Like James, this is a brothel. Like they haven't heard this movie either, so they're just.
They have brothels in Korea
Oh,
or South Korea. All right, so I got the mocha, Livin' DeVita mocha. I am going to try the salted caramel. I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know when I was singing that song, I was trying to be goofy. And then I turned and at the end of it, I turned and looked and I saw myself on I forgot there's the other camera. Whoops-a-daisy. All right.
See, it's more interactivity for the folks at home.
Mix it up. Yum, yum. We'll get to some comments in a second here. A couple new things to chat about, and then we are going to get to another drawing.
Let's reposition. I love this thing.
Man, we tore into this cake.
Yeah, we really did.
It's so great. Cheers. Delish. Okay. So let's chat real quick about Aladdin 3477. The backer kit is what all of the Kickstarter rewards are coming through. There are new items. They're not really new, but they're things that were only available in the swag boxes that have been added to the pre-sale store, like this glow-in-the-dark keychain, this light-up pen, the sticker sheets. All the shirts are sold out. You can go to the backer kit and you can just look up Aladdin 3477. You'll find it easily. People have been posting images of their swag boxes and also videos where they are opening the merch. And what are those videos called again? Unboxing videos. And so those are a lot of fun. Thank you for doing those. The film itself, as you know, James and I went out to Los Angeles for the American film market. Yeah. And then we signed a deal with Circus Road Films just to rep the film. And then the film is with a distributor. Can't wait to share all the juice about that. I am in the middle of getting all of the deliverables into the distributor. And oh my gosh, it is crazy. Right now, I'm dealing with time codes and all of the places where closed captions and also subtitles. Here's the crazy thing. Subtitles and closed captions, you would think, oh, they're just the same thing, right? Nope. No. They're completely different. And the way that you do them, the process is completely different. And it is just bananas. Man, so I'm
personally, on that note,
yeah,
I hope the subtitles, you finalize them and get them exactly at the pace you want them to be at. Mm-hmm. Because once those are hardwired into the file, they're locked in. And a lot of foreign films, Jim and I watched Hayya for a while. And there were some really great foreign films on there that have been absolutely ruined if you don't know the language, because the subtitles get 30 seconds faster or 30 seconds behind everything that's going on, and it throws off the entire film. And I'm like, oh no, that could be us if we don't really watch it.
And that's all with the time code. That's it's so I'm learning all of these new things and I have deadlines. So it has been crazy. And that might be why I don't know during the next month how many live streams we're going to have, because I'm going to be up to my ears in getting all of that completed.
Perfect, man.
Yeah.
I never thought I would ever say a Donnie Yen film has been ruined for me, but absolutely it was.
Yeah. Let me just get, as we're going through, clean up about this. So that's what's going on with Aladdin. I'm just getting all the deliverables together. There is a new poster. There is a new trailer, but the trailer is very similar to the other one, but it's better. And there's a lot of new shots. I can't wait for that. There are new videos, new behind the scenes, featurettes. There's a new music video that's fun. Lots of cool stuff that is on the way, but it's all going to be it's going to be timed with marketing. There's a whole marketing team that'll happen after. So once I get all the deliverables in, it goes through quality control. Then we do the marketing, figure out a time. There's going to be a 2-month lead to where everything drops. And every single day there will be something new. Might be a new photo, might be a new video. It might be like a little contest or something like that, all leading up to when the film comes out. It's going to be cool. Cannot wait. So that is what is on the horizon. I have a couple executive producer screenings still. The official collector's edition, which you can get in the pre-sale store if you don't have one yet. There is a full audio book coming for that, read by yours truly. So that's exciting as well. Okay, real quick, let's go through some comments. Where do we go? Oh, we got some good comments here. Let's see. I lost my place here really quick. Okay, Sandra says ready to sing. And then yeah, it's been a while. So okay, cool. So Sandra is ready to sing, and Fruit Loop says happy birthday. Joe Hogan says happy birthday, James, and great Samurai Jack shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Also, Thick Jesus says James' shirt is sick. Sandra Irving says yay. Shenang Koo says happy birthday. What is up, Shenang? Oh, my mom says we were singing to you, James. Did you hear us? Happy birthday. Oh, that is awesome. Thick Jesus says, I think they are wishing you many more happy birthdays. You know, I
guess
would get it if they change the words to the song. I would say absolutely, but it just grammatically does not make sense to me. Did I miss some of these? Also, Fruit Loop says, I think and many more means many more birthdays. But when you say the words, that would make sense. Just like, of course, like why would it mean anything else? But when you listen to the way the words of the song go, it just doesn't sound like that's what it would be. Happy birthday to you and many more. Punctuation is important. I just feel like happy birthday to you and many more means happy birthday to you and many more people named James that share a birthday today. Happy birthday to all the Jameses that have birthdays today in the world. Happy birthday to you all. There's many more. James, you think you're the only one? You're the only James that has a birthday today? Trust me.
I will say for the longest
there
time,
are many more.
The colony I ever heard of other than myself was a 40-some-year-old black senator from the Midwest. Probably not the same guy, but I'm
named James Polony?
Yes.
It means many more birthdays. I'm sure it probably does, but
look how everyone's just LOLing you in these comments too.
I'm the only person. No one agrees with me. You're thinking way too hard about many more. I think the thing is I'm not thinking hard enough. It just like seems like that's what they're saying. I hate when people say cha cha cha. Oh yeah, that is Sandra. I'm with you. The cha cha cha. I haven't heard that in a while, so hopefully that just completely disappears. I refuse to believe Matt is not trolling us right now about this many more thing. I won't be able to sleep. Dude, it bothers me too. Like I do think about it at night. I get kind of angry. Like
that's what you think about?
Who are these many more people? Like, you know, I don't know. How many other Matts really have a birthday on September 22nd? I'm sure there's a lot of them, and it's the way they say it too that bothers me. That's just like, just when you think it's your day and it's all about you, then they say, and many more. You thought it was like, you, but not true to all the other people out there. I don't know.
Like a whole Looney Tune bit. But no, Matt, you might think it's trolling, but there are some things Matt and I have had conversations on, like, oh, this really does make you wonder.
Fruit Loop says vanilla cake sounds really good. And yeah, it hit the spot. We just had sushi a little bit ago. So yeah. Ted says, I am back. Congrats on leveling up, James. Audiobook, you say? Yeah, it's going to be free on YouTube if you want to, but it'll be cool because you can see the pages as I'm reading through. My mom says, let it go, Matt. Yeah. We all have our quirks, right? All right. Let's get to, what do you guys say? Let's get to another drawing. This one here is, so real quick, just again, real quick, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, what are these? What is the Character Hub? What's the collab? So there was a contest a while back where if you follow their account, if you liked this post and if you shared this post, you would be entered into this contest. Character Hub is a really cool place where you can host images of your characters. You can write in all the information. Some people feel like, why would I want to do that? I don't want anyone stealing my characters. Well, no one is stealing your character. It's just a really cool place where you can go and share images of your character, and other people might do drawings of your characters. And there's just a lot of really cool things that they do with it. I encourage y'all to go check it out. So CharacterHub, I'm kind of doing this collab with them where I chose 6 characters that I am going to draw. This one is really interesting. This is Yult. How would you read that, James? Yult by Lalani La.
Yult by Lalanela or Lalanela. This could be any number of things.
Right?
This could be any number of things. I almost thought it was Lelani, yeah, but
I dig this. I thought this was so cool. This reminds me of something. It's just kind of tripped out, and it's kind of evocative. It's almost like something Dave McKean would illustrate, like for the Sandman comics.
oh,
Something like that. It's just it's beautiful, but it's also trippy and just like it's strange, but in all the right ways. It's just so neat. And again, this is another one where I don't know that I can do justice drawing with pens. This is something that's just so evocative.
I can't capture it on the phone here, but there is a depth to that.
Isn't that wild? And look at, there's even cracks in the
Yeah.
face and the tears. There's an eyebrow here, but instead of an eyebrow, there's just another eye over
It's
here.
like the more you zoom, the more that goes on.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. I just man, I really wanted to take a spin on this. So let's see what I see. So yeah, so this is Yult by Lalani La.
We're probably
All right.
butchering that too.
We probably are, but hopefully. So let's see here. And maybe what I'll do is just like a pencil rendering. Maybe that's what I'll do, is maybe not use the inks on this one.
Okay.
Are
you ready?
Gosh, yeah.
And here we go.
All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit. I've been doing the 3/4 views. This one, I'm just going to do like a straight on. Kind of map out the head here. You see how I'm holding my pencil right now. This is a lot of times in my figure classes, this is how I hold to map out. And this is a really good way to, if you're trying to get proportions, it's forcing you to draw more with your arm than by locking things in with your wrist, which you don't want to do. Already not a fan of where the nose is there. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. I like the mole right here. It's such a cool design.
I am a fan of the hair.
Yeah, it's really neat. And I like that, like, the head is kind of cracking up in here, this area.
Yeah. Have you ever just sat back and read through the lore of these characters?
A little bit on this page I did, and some of the other some of the characters that I didn't draw. I mean, you can get lost in it really, really quick.
I looked at it, and you can have so much character lore in there. I checked. There were over 110 different question prompts for adding the lore to your character.
Oh, that's cool.
Like things that are ridiculously in depth. Like one of it was, what type of physical or debilitating health effects do they suffer from? Like, that's such a distinct question.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll be doing this justice at all, but I just thought it was such a cool looking character that I wanted to just play.
Like, it's reminiscent of something I've seen, and I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, it almost seems like a Neil Gaiman, like something that would be illustrated by Dave McKean. It just got so maybe people in the comments might notice. And listen, we're not trying to be, if we say like, oh, this character looks like something, we're not trying to call anything out like you copied or there was already something. Listen, there is nothing new under the sun. Anything that you create, people have seen before, it's been done before. All we really can do when we create new characters is just like kind of take something that's already been done and just kind of shake it up a little bit and find a new way to.
I'm convinced that there are no new stories, just different names for the characters.
Well, not only that, some people say that I've heard some people say there's only 7 different stories you can have, and I've heard some people say there's only one story. And when you really break down a really good story, okay, it might not be the dad, or it might not be the this, or okay, they're not lovers in this, they're just friends. But when you really break down, a lot of it is the hero's journey, right? So where a person is, where they're looking to go, the obstacles that they have triumphs, but then they fall down even harder than they were before. And there's the ultimate, it's just, and a lot of people say, it's such a Hollywood formula, but it works, and it works every time. And then you see a new Adam Sandler movie and you're like, oh my gosh. But then even an Adam Sandler movie has that moment where he does something so sweet and you're like, oh gosh, here I am. It's an Adam Sandler movie and I'm tearing up, right?
Oh, click.
But it's like, I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. So what am I going to do? What am I going to, so James says The Fall Guy is really good.
Hands down, my favorite of 2024 by the Bullet Train people. And Bullet Train would have been my favorite of 2023 had I actually, or whenever it came out, 2022, I think. But either way, I didn't see it until until after the year it came out. So
I saw it. I thought it was fun.
It's very fun. So instead, for that year, it was Nicolas Cage's Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Pedro Pascal. I loved that. I saw that movie 6 times.
Okay, so I've got just my basic proportions mapped out here, but now what I'm going to do, I forgot. Boo! Sorry about that, gang. So just some basic proportions, and right off the bat, this is not going to be the way this is drawn and painted. It's just got such a unique look. I just wanted to draw it. I have nothing really to add here. It's meant to be just kind of artistic and abstract. So let's have fun. Let's just let's have fun with it. I like that there's this crack here, then another crack here. I like that there's a little drop shadow under this. This is it's white hair, so it's Yeah, this is so rad. So I'm just kind of sketching and having fun. So there's another eye here. Let's get this rendered out. I love the way these eyes are drawn, and it's just like the eyes are, instead of the whites of the eyes, they're just black, but there's these like cat eye scenarios happening. Super cool. So fun. Super unique. I wonder if anyone else that did these is watching. They CharacterHub emailed everyone, but so far only Ollie Oliver was watching. So I'm curious if anyone else is watching their design being drawn. Oh, and this one's crying. Kind of, so. Yeah, it's cool. I dig it. There's like all these cool like little scratches and little details and stuff. It's just really artsy. I'm curious what this is inspired by, if there is anything, like if there's like a book or a story or something like that that inspired it. It's so fun. So, what's the movie again? Oh, The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Did you ever used to watch the TV show that it was based on?
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a TV show starring Lee Majors.
Hmm.
I used to watch it with my dad, and I had a major crush on the girl that was on that show. Was named Heather Thomas. I used to have posters of her in my bedroom. And she was a beaut. I think they changed some of the story, though. I don't think she was a director in the show. I think she was another stunt person. So cool.
I just love all the stunts in that film because, like the studio, like it was just heavy on the stunts and everything like that. So they knew what they were doing. Like you could tell you had a full stunt choreographer. I mean, the director himself, that's his background.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
So that's where a lot of it came from. There's one type of like stunt in the film. I think there's more of that stunt in that film than any other film ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good one.
How am I doing for time?
25 seconds.
So I would do normally a lot more with this, but just to like sketch it out really quick. And this is, man, I did not do it. I didn't give it any justice, but I just had a lot of fun drawing this character. And because it's so evocative, I just thought it would be cool to also do something evocative, but maybe different. But this would be something like if I was hired, if this was like a Vertigo comic, a Sandman thing, and I got to draw this character, like I would just be like over the moon about it. It's just so weird and interesting, and I dig it for sure. But it's mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. All right, let's we're gonna take we're just gonna hop into some other stuff real quick that we're gonna chat about. She's very pretty. Where are my mom says, let it go, talking about the and many more. Very beautiful. Reminds me a bit of a Star Trek alien. Can you switch the drawing screen over so we can see drawing a little bit bigger? Kind of. You know what? I'm going to try to do that on the next one. I'm kind of limited with what I can do. Part of it, the reason why I have this other little screen, you see how you see what James is filming, but then there's always this one of me kind of where I'm looking right now. There's this little window that's always there. The problem is it has to be there because that's the camera where all the audio is coming from. So that one has to be there. I could work it out differently if I had microphones and stuff. I don't like having microphones because then it's like one of those live streams where someone's always got the microphone right there and they're kind of glued to it. I like being able to walk around and draw or eat cake or have sushi and hang out. You know, it's a lounge, so to speak. But I might be able to make it a little bit bigger. I will try to do that on the next one. It's always cool watching someone else drawing in their style. I hath returned. I'm looking. Oh, yes, Kevin, you and me both. Furiosa.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I'm a huge fan of obviously Fury Road, and this new one looks so fun. It looks so, and Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I saw Chris Hemsworth in the trailer. I honestly thought it was Thor 5 for a minute.
Well, I mean, he's almost unrecognizable with the prosthetics on his face and stuff.
Oh.
I mean, you probably, I don't know. His body's kind of unmistakable. He's just got that lean. He's so heavy up here and kind of really thin everywhere else.
He had like a red cape in the trailer too. I'm like, wait a minute, is that?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's
but he's
not.
got a big prosthetic nose, and his character is comical in a very different way than Thor. But you and me both. I cannot wait for that coming out soon. She's very pretty. Yeah, just ethereal. Thank you. Really love the 3 eyes and the Sailor Moon crescent on the forehead. Yeah, super, super neat. Okay.
Fan mail.
Real quick, I wanted to get to some fan mail. This is a new segment, and these are probably real quick. A lot of times it's just people sending me trading cards that they want me to sign, or sometimes people will send me like a photograph or just like index cards that they want me to sign. So this here, I'll cover the address, but this one sent, I don't know how people even get my address.
Yeah, right.
And not a lot of stuff for Aladdin yet because the movies aren't out yet. But anyway,
Blows my mind that the concept of just sending you things just with the expectation of you signing them and sending them back.
Dude, what is this? Dear Mr. Busch, I love your art. Being a Star Wars fan, on top of that, makes it even better. It would mean so much if you could take the time to sign the enclosed cards. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Howard Schneider. I appreciate the self-addressed stamped envelope. These are, I think they just made these. Look at this. There's this is the German Yoda, and then this was a piece. I forgot what this ended up being used for. I think it was just in the Star Wars Insider magazine, but it's I did this for but look at, they made this card, and then the back. That's fun.
Where are these dated as?
I don't know. It's just, and then the Yoda. That's really cool. I've never seen these, so that I'm sure they just put these together. Well, yes, in fact, I have. I'm gonna try gold, and here we go. Woohoo! Awesome. I'll let those dry and I'll throw those in. So usually there's, I don't know, sometimes people have questions, and sometimes people will, they want me to send them like a bunch of posters and stuff, or like a charity or whatever. But so there you go. That was easy. That was quick. Sometimes they spill their guts and it's like a whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, but I thought, and that was really cool because they made the cards. But sometimes they'll send a piece of paper and they'll say, "Can you draw me can you draw me something?" And so the reason why I wanted to start doing this, it's not that I want to show off that I have fan mail or anything, but what I thought would be funny. Some of you may or may not be familiar with Mark Hamill. He has this way that he signs trading cards, or even his autograph, depending on what the image is. He'll have a really funny quip or just something witty that's hysterical. He obviously doesn't take himself seriously, but it's so funny, all the things that he writes down. So I thought it would be neat in those situations where they send like an index card and they're like, "Can you draw Yoda?" Like, this is my job, so I can't really draw things for free for people. But on the live stream, if you guys can think of something funny, it might be hysterical, where if they say, "Can you draw a really cool Yoda?" And so maybe I'll do a drawing of Yoda really cool because he's freezing or something. And that way, when they get it, they're just like, why does Yoda have icicles all hanging from him? You know, I don't know, just something fun. I thought it would be cool to just be witty and just have fun with it. So that's what that is. All good. All right. We have another character in the character hub. Would you look at this? Prince Sweet Daydreams or Sweet Dreams or Sweets. And I thought this was really cool. It kind of reminded me of My Little Pony, kind of the basic shape, but it's like a little bit thicker.
I mean, it does have a cutie mark.
And that's a My Little Pony thing. Is that what they call that? A cutie mark?
I'm so mad that I know that, but yes.
So
That might not even be what that is. I'm just going based off what I remember seeing.
It's such a neat design. I think that's so cool. So I thought I would give it a whirl and draw it. I'll probably just draw the head. I'm really intrigued. I'm intrigued by the whole thing. I love the thickness of the legs. It's got like a little bit of baby fat, you know? But I just like even the shape of the head, it's so well drawn. It's kind of simplified. So again, I don't see anything that I would change. I love the style. It's kind of an animated style. I'll be honest, I just wanted to draw it. I just thought it was really cool. And so that's what I'm going to do. Here, I'm going to take a little sip here. Here we go.
And whenever you're ready, we're good.
Yes. All right. Gosh. I'm going to maybe change up the angle a little bit. It's so neat. And then trying to make this cute, but I don't know that mine will be that cute. Mine's probably going to look monstrous instead of cute. I'll try to make it cute. Got a little billy goat scruff underneath. What was your favorite children's book when you were a kid, James?
Oh, I mean, I remember The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I remember Brown Bear, What Do You See? I remember those Dr. Seuss books like Horton, Here's a Who, Yertle the Turtle. He was a douche. And then there was one about the Big Red Barn, and the art style of that was just very like mix of like brush canvas and like construction paper little cutout, but as if the cutouts were also painted like that. But then there was another one. I don't know if it was Dr. Seuss exactly, but it was about Sam the Owl and Gus the Firefly, and it was just a very blue-gray scale with bits of yellow just throughout the entire story, and just I don't know if it haunts my dreams or just something about it that stood out to me, but it was just a mesmerizing like children's book in terms of the illustrations. Yeah, I don't know. My dad used to read me a lot of books like that. Oh, and then there was Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
It was like chicka chicka boom boom. Will there be enough room? And it's all about the letters of the alphabet trying to all climb up this coconut tree. And at the end, they clearly don't, and they all come crashing out of the tree. You've never heard of that?
That one, it rings a bell, but I don't remember exactly.
Here comes H up the coconut tree, and I and J and tag along K, all on the way up the coconut tree. And it was narrated at one point by
And it was like a rap like that?
Yeah.
I was going to say, could you go through like children's books that were written before rap, and could you read them like a rap?
Sure, if you gave it the right tempo, you could do. Yeah.
So like, I do not like green eggs and ham.
Sam, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you could.
All right.
Matter of fact, what was it? Oh, the places you'll go, I think, or the
Oh,
things
yeah.
you can think. Yeah, I feel like Cat in the Hat could easily be a rap.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I think there was a TikTok of a guy reading Dr. Seuss books, and he was rapping it. There was one about the walk it in your pocket.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. How about you, man? What one do you remember?
I liked the Giving Tree.
Oh, yeah.
I did not like the creepy,
Shel
the
Silverstein.
creeper on the back cover, like his photograph
Shel
scared me.
Silverstein, yeah.
But
Have you ever heard his audiobooks?
no, does he read them?
He reads his poetry books, yeah, and not at all what I thought when I read them initially. But he also had he wrote songs for oh God, who was it? It hit like second on the chart for a while too. It was like a big name musician back in his day, and he wrote a couple of his songs. We'll look it up afterwards, but yeah, Shel Silverstein. He was very accomplished writer, musician, poet.
Wow. I didn't leave a lot of room, so I might make this shorter. So I'm not trying to change the design. I just thought it'd be cool to get a little bit more in here.
It was like this little because he also did satirical, like little political cartoons earlier in his career, and so you always just see little doodles throughout his poems. Like Teddy said, it was a hat, and so I put it on. Now Dad is saying, "Where the heck's the toilet plunger gone?" And you just got this kid just kind of a plunger right on his head.
What? All right, so this goes here. Good, good. Okay, there's also.
This is such an interesting take on this.
Well, you do have a lot to work with there.
It's just a different angle. I really like the shape of the head, but I feel like I didn't really get it the way that it was there. But I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. This goes like this. This goes there. All right. All right, let's have fun. Let's ink this sucker MC.
But the Giving Tree was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Missing Piece was another one that they did. I think he did.
I really like. I think I saw it on Mulberry Street.
Oh, what?
I think it's called. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember the.
And it was something. I don't remember if it was Dr. Seuss or not, but it started like. I think I saw it on Mulberry Street. It's some weird person juggling or something, and then the next page, yeah, and then it suddenly there's elephants, but then there was like crazy houses. There were like buildings on the back of the elephants, and it just each page there was so much to look at.
So
I really like to look at
what I
it.
totally saw on Mulberry Street.
Yeah, I always thought that was cool.
It had to be Dr. Seuss.
If it wasn't Dr. Seuss, it was like that company. It was like, you know, the Cat in the Hat and the whole kit and caboodle. But
Cat in the Hat was Dr. Seuss.
yeah.
Lorax. I do appreciate that Ed Helms gave the Onceler like much more depth for the character. Danny DeVito was the Lorax.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more detail, and it's not because I think it needs it. I love the style that was used to draw this, and I'm just so interested what it would look like if it did have a little bit more detail and a little bit more of a realistic approach, but still just this really adorable, somewhat cartoon sensibilities. I thought would be really neat. Okay, so I used this kind of brush marker to get some of the thicker lines, and already you can kind of see, without adding in the details, that there's kind of a voluptuousness to this. Or, oh, sorry, you guys need to speak louder so that I can make this bigger. I already said I would make this bigger, right? So let me see what happens if I also, can I do here? Can I do this? No. That's the same. If I do this, if I do this, I might be able to, if I do this, I need to know if you guys can hear me. Oh, that doesn't make it bigger anyway. So that's not necessary. Because did that make it bigger? No, it didn't actually make it bigger. I thought there was a way, exit full screen, so that I can drag this here. What is this? Oh, what is this? Edit layout. Okay. Oh, here we go. If I do this, oh, would you look at this? This makes it a little bit bigger. And then this makes it a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And then this, I can make these smaller. There we go. So that's got to be a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Save new layout. Oh, custom layout 2, which is that right there. Got it. Okay. So if I go there, boom. Okay. So you can see it larger and in charger. So now I'm going to add in the details. Just add a little bit more here. Let's round it out with some deets. Yeah, Furiosa. Did you ever see Fury Road?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
I liked it. It let me know that people are still into practical effects and that we have a pretty decent chance with Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
I feel like sometimes your average moviegoer doesn't really understand what is and what's not going to be because, oh, you should have heard some of the people in the theater today. Like, oh, it's the Fall Guy. No, it's all CGI. Like, that's CGI. There's no way that's a real stunt. No one can actually do that kind of stunt. And they have entire teams dedicated to the craft of stunt execution.
Mm-hmm.
Do not undermine the efforts of these people saying that that's just CGI.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. To be fair, I've never actually seen one of the Fast and Furious movies, but just based on the CGI that doesn't look very good in the trailers, and it's just so over the top. There's a movie called Baby Driver, which is also over the top, crazy driving stunts. That film is so good, and no CGI for any of the driving. It was all real driving, which is crazy. If you've seen the film, it's such a great film anyway.
Just what I also loved about the Fall Guy is that every scene you went into, you knew like they worked at that. They choreographed it. That was actually going down. And so all these huge shots, like, oh, you know, that's amazing because that actually happened. And you know, when you watch and sit through the credits, you get to see a lot of the production reels where they're like mid stunt. And you see the cameras behind the other cameras as they're like running the stunts. I'm like, see, that's cool. That's a making of video.
Yeah. This character is adorbs.
I know he didn't do like nearly all of them, but even Ryan Gosling pulls off a few of his own. You know, a couple of shots in there, I'm like, oh, that would totally be like, someone broke an ankle right there. Because I remember Jim and I were watching Jackie Chan's Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh yeah,
I'd never seen it until like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
So you're telling me like the last half hour is like, hey, let's just make the hovercraft the most expensive shot, like ongoing shot for the next 20 minutes. It was amazing.
So I'm just having fun rendering this out. I thought it'd be neat to see this adorable creature, what this creature would look like with just a little bit more rendering and detail. I don't know that this is going to be better, but just having fun.
It certainly doesn't take anything away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep finding things to. So it's still cartoony. I just thought the shape of the head was just unique, almost like My Little Pony, but it's almost like a triceratops a little bit or something. It's not quite My Little Pony. It's its own thing, but just a really unique shape.
Now it can hang out with where the wild things are.
Yeah, just what a cool shape. Love it. All right. So next up, real quick, I wanted to When I Was a Boy. All right, so no, this isn't like meant to be like old man when I was a boy, but this is a new segment where I've been sharing art from when I was a young lad. Thank goodness my mom kept a lot of the artwork that I did, and I thought this would be really cool to share with you guys today. Check this out. This was something I made as a kid, and this is just called Nightmare. But what this was, I think I got an idea. There was this kit that a friend of mine had where you could create your own superheroes and supervillains, but it basically had the top half of superheroes that you could trace, and then it had the bottom half, which had like different legs and different armor, and you could switch around, and there were like 12 different tops and 12 different bottoms. So I guess you can mix them around. So maybe there's like 50 different ways you could mix and match. I got the idea, what if instead of 2, what if you had 3? So what does this say? There's bugs, monsters, and robots. So I made I don't know how old I would have been. You can see the drawing there. Not very good, but I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. So here, what I did is I drew like this bug, and I tried to get everything to match up. So it's not even perfectly cut across there, but there's all these different things, and they line up. So look at this here. That's like a beetle or something. And look at that. Interesting. And then what if we do that is more like a robot? There's those.
Do you realize that you pretty much thought of something that ended up actually existing later on?
Is there something like this?
Like these little, like 50 different things. You just pick which one of the tops.
Yeah.
We made that in so many different art classes. Like
Okay.
there are actual books that exist like that for kids.
And again, I am not the first to do this. And I specifically remember there was like a superhero one and supervillains, and you could take these things that you could like shade over them, and it was almost like it would draw it for you. But you would put them together.
It'd be crazy if you were the first one to do this.
No, I don't think so. And I might have seen something like it. I can't remember. I don't remember anything else when I pulled this out the other day. I don't remember seeing anything else like it. I probably did. I'm sure I didn't come up with it completely, but I do remember the superhero thing. Some of these are pretty bad, but they line up. Like there's a robot with a crazy monster head coming out of it. I have no idea what that is underneath. Something strange. Anyway, now the drawing on this is awful, and I'm not suggesting this is the way to come up with new characters, but if you're ever short for ideas or you don't know, why not draw a couple? Because there's nothing new under the sun, like a giant beetle, a swamp creature, some crazy horse creature, whatever it is. if you draw all of these things and have them line up, there's a good possibility you could just shake things up a little bit, and there you go. You can't name a character or an alien or a robot that doesn't look like something we've seen before.
I can honestly say I don't know what that looks like to me.
C-3PO looks like Metropolis, right? Yeah, that does. That is pretty unique. That is interesting. But anything you can name specific, I've never seen a creature like this. Well, the ears kind of look like Yoda. Or I've never seen a creature like this. Well, it's furry like Gizmo. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always all we can imagine is what we've seen before. Like you can't imagine another color. If you haven't seen it, you can't really imagine it. So sometimes little tricks like this might help out. I don't know. I thought this was cool. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing CharacterHub. This would be really cool to share this fun thing that I did when I was a kid. Let's jump to some comments really quick, and then we've got one more drawing. Oh, good. We've got some people chiming in about Shel Silverstein. I believe there are a few ideas of people rapping Dr. Seuss. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I might have seen some of those, but it's been a while. Shel Silverstein started out writing very adult songs. He wrote children's books because he was told he couldn't. Interesting. He's one of my heroes. I do love The Giving Tree for sure. What's another one of my? There's another one that's one of my favorites. I love, and I think I saw it on Mulberry Street. And another one. Are You My Mother?
Yeah,
you ever seen that one?
With
the little bird,
asking,
going around asking all the, "Are you my mother?"
Asking the freaking crane. That thing gave me nightmares as a child.
Aw. Was the crane mean to it or something?
Yeah.
My favorite series as a kid were the Bailey School Kids books. They were about 4 kids that would investigate that their teacher was a vampire or gym teacher as a werewolf. That kind of rings a bell. That was probably after my time, but
I didn't read those. No.
Also have a collector's book of Winnie the Pooh stories that I treasure. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh was a favorite. Loved Tigger, but I really loved Piglet. Piglet was so cute. Be right back. Cool. He looks super cute. It's super cute. Brian, hello. What is shaking? I used to have a kit that it was a princess dresses. Okay, and you can make paper dolls out of the crayon rubbing dresses. Yeah, very similar. I think it was probably the same thing, but instead of the dresses, it was superheroes. Yeah. All right. We've got one more. And here we go. I think this is really cool. This is, I forgot to say, no, I did read it. But that was by Carbon Cat. That I don't think I read. That was Prince Sweet Daydreams by Carbon Cat. This is Belle by Skull Dog. And Skull Dog is spelled really cool. It's SKU11D0G. Skull Dog. And I really like this. There is one thing, though, that I think could help. And that's what I wanted to do on this one. And that is right now, these are all drawn at, like, the proportions are great. I think the whole thing is cool. It's all drawn with the same lines, the same thickness. And when you do that, it's almost like spaghetti lines a little bit. So what I thought I would do is kind of just give this a quick redraw, but change up the line weights a little bit, the thicks and the thins, maybe add in some connecting edges, and just kind of see where it goes. Are you guys with me? You want to rock and roll? Do we have a timer?
We do.
Take a sip here, and we'll jam through number 6.
You ready, Matt?
Yeah, I am ready.
All right. Rock and roll.
All right. So here's kind of the head here. Got the eyes here. I love the design. I love the shape of the eyes. Does this look like something, James? Is there like a particular style this is that you recognize?
No, just right this second with what you got. I thought it was a Voltorb, but it almost has a little. What is in my head right now? One of the fairies from Neopets, like back before the site got its artistic revamp. Like, I mean, I remember when I was 11 and I was, we were just navigating dial-up internet, just kind of seeing like how far we could get on it, and we stumbled upon Neopets. Like, oh yeah, you remember Neopets, man?
Mm-mm.
So Neopets were these little, I think it was flash animation, but you just adopted one of like 30 to 50 different little creatures, and you take it on little point-and-click adventures in a web browser all around this Neopets site. And there was just a lot of people that kind of got into that for a while. I mean, Beckett collectors used to follow it pretty heavily.
Okay.
My friend Amy gave me a little red dragon. I think it's called a Shoiru, and a little McDonald plushie, and he just kind of sits on the desk.
Fun.
Yeah, I went through a really lame phase of my childhood where we had matching necklaces out of a quarter machine. I just cut it one and tied it around his neck, and he would just hang out in my pocket, and we would go hang out. Like, James, this is why you don't have friends. Neopets tried making a comeback for a hot minute too, and I don't think it really. I don't know if it officially shut down or if they're still trying at it, but I think if they just kind of put it on a mobile app kind of thing, they would find new life in a new community. Because when you really think about it now, the whole point and click, I feel like mobile is where Neopets could have a future personally.
Mm. Okay, so this kind of goes here. Then this, we're going to go swooshy. Swooshy. Oh, my. Oh, I'm not. I keep forgetting.
I told myself I was going to remind you too.
Boom, here we go. Sorry about that, game. Look at that already drawing.
We'll get better at that.
Yeah, we'll get better at this. This is my first time actually drawing on the lounge, right? I haven't done much, that's for sure.
No, I remember videoing. I remember filming your class and your sketchbook challenges. That's really good.
Okay, there's that, and then there's these cool. Are these feathers?
Yeah. I'm assuming they're feathers.
All right, so there is my pencil sketch. Oh, and I'm going to add the freckles. Not very different from what has been drawn here. The drawing is super, super cool. Faux show. But let me draw in some freckles here. Okay. By adding in some line weights, let's see what we can do.
Maybe a little bit of Emily from Has Been Hotel. I don't know. I see a lot of. I always like seeing different characters.
And what I'm going to try to do, I know some of the other ones that were cartoony, I tried to like add more detail just for fun. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to make it more detailed. What I do want to do is just make it a little bit more, just the line weights are what I'm interested in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see the difference. a lot of my stuff always had just very similar line width. Well, I only had 2 thicknesses of pen to work with, but then Laz took one of mine and just redid it kind of the way you're doing it now. Such a dynamic difference between just having all the different lines available to them.
Instead of drawing this hard line here, I'm just going to have a little bit more. So that it looks like the hair is kind of coming through the scalp rather than like a helmet with this hard edge. And there is kind of a thick shape with the eyelashes. So the eyes did stand out nice and bold.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of just doing the undersides of these because I'm kind of putting in connecting edges to make them stand out a little bit. All right, now I haven't done any of the thin lines on purpose. Can you see already, hopefully, how the thicks and thins, especially the thicks, how it's really making the character look a little bit more voluptuous, a little bit more 3D compared to this. And look, it's drawn really, really well. And it's got the color and everything. It looks really good. But the lines, every single line, whether it's going around a freckle or it's hair or it's the smile or it's the clavicle, they're all exactly the same. And so it has kind of a spaghetti thing to it. It's definitely a cartoon. And listen, I tried to kind of draw it the same. I really like the drawing, love the character design. But I think an improvement would be to just have a little bit more variety with the line weights. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it a little bit more when I add in some of the thinner details. Let's go right now. Whoops. All right. So this is kind of just marching on with what I have. Good, good. A little bit of a shadow there. Mm-hmm. I love that the lips aren't even like really a shape of lips. It's just like almost like a circle. Yeah, I love it. I think it's something I'd be kind of afraid to do. Like even when I draw things cartoony, I'm sometimes putting a little too much like realism, and it just kind of takes away from it a little bit, and it's a little too much. Sometimes you need to just kind of simplify things. What is this doing here? Okay, this continues over. Mm-hmm. Good, good, good. There's a couple places where I wanted to add some connecting edges, but I think for the most part, it's getting there. Good, good. This here is going to be a connecting edge. Going to be more of a connecting edge here. Connecting edge. Connecting edge here. Connecting edge here. Good. I like that. That looks good. What else do we got?
Connecting edges were saving my ass before I even knew what they were.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are really cool. I love doing the connecting edges. If you don't know what a connecting edge is, I have 2 videos on how they will save your life. And it'll instantly improve the way your drawings look and your illustrations. Good, good, good. Oh, connecting edge here.
Remember you looked at one of mine before, like, James, I really like your use of connecting edges here. I'm like, yeah, I totally did. I planned that. Those edges were deliberate.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Love it.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a blast. Had a lot of fun. Again, and this is cool. I love the colors. The drawing, I could have just traced this and then just added in the line weights, but taking the time for the thicks and thins.
This one's fantastic.
Hopefully, big difference.
Still has like this element of cuteness.
It is absolutely. I can't. There's nothing.
I don't even know what it is, but
there's nothing that I change about it. The shapes and everything, the colors, the limited color palette. I love everything about it. I just the one thing I wish it had a little bit more variance in the line to make it feel a little bit more voluptuous. And finally, your John Hancock,
right on time,
like so. Nice, 15 minutes. Love it.
That's great.
For those of you, and there's still some of you like hanging out. I appreciate it. Let's get to some comments, and we got some just a couple more things to go through for those of you hanging out. So let's oh here. Let me go here. Okay, so KB Tunes. Hey Matt, what is going on? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. She's very pretty, gives me the same vibe as Seraphim Angels from Has Been Hotel. Yeah. I hath returned from being back, and I've returned again. Thank you, Ted. I'm always glad that you're hanging out with us. I love the kind of 80s rocker hair she's got going on. I was thinking the same thing. It is like super cool 80s rocker. It is there's just something about it. I absolutely love this. Adorable. And what other fun stuff are we chatting about today? Macomb College. So all my grades are turned in and the winter semester is over. I'm not teaching any summer classes, but we do have some summer classes going on in the fall. Again, all the usual. I teach painted illustration, pre-visualization, which is storyboarding for film and animation, figure illustration 1 and figure illustration 2, which is more advanced. Gets a little bit more into line art, like I was just doing with the connecting edges and everything.
Do you ever teach summer classes? I forget.
No, and the reason I don't, there's a limited number of classes we're allowed to teach throughout the year. So if I were to teach in the summer, it means I would have to teach less during the fall and winter. And like, why would you do that if you're going to get paid? And actually the way that the numbers, and I forget why this is, but if you decide to teach, even if it's the same number of classes through the year, if you teach in the summer, it ends up being less money. And I forget why. It's taxes or some kind of weird thing.
Off anyway, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't have to teach in the summer. Well, I know that's the thing. Like, why would I get it? I mean, if you wanted more classes and just the extra dough, but if you're capped at a certain number, why would you spread it out and then teach in the summertime?
Yeah, if you're capped, what's your incentive?
Yeah, there is none. So unfortunately, no. But anyway, we still have, there's already some classes that are waitlisted, but most of the classes still have space. Now's the time. We have classes, obviously in the summer, there's a few that we run in the summertime, but fall, 24 and winter 25. You can get registered for those now. This is the new building. This is the rendering of what it looks like. I have to get a new one up there.
You guys should see the moat.
Yeah, the moat for sure. Next time, there is a new video, I believe, dropping on Tuesday that starts getting into how I illustrated Vader's world for my 30th anniversary. Can't wait. Livestream Lounge is an official podcast on YouTube. You can go back and check out all the episodes. I'll be dropping these images tomorrow. I will take photos, good photos of them, and share them on my Insta. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Usually we're here on Sunday nights. I don't know that I'm going to be here next Sunday. I might take next Sunday, maybe even a couple Sundays off, because I have 1 month to get in all of the Aladdin 3477 deliverables. And oh my gosh, it is going to be Time Code City and oh my gosh, all the things I have to give. I have the main key art, but I need to do all the different key art for all the different streaming services.
You know, if there's anything I can help you with to help.
Oh my gosh, I might need help. Oh my gosh.
We'll pull all-nighters like we used to.
Yeah.
Those scenes.
I might be like, okay, James, read me the next number. What's the next number? What's the next number? Right? So anyway, so we might be taking a couple nights off, but thank you guys for hanging out. That is the Livestream Lounge. James, you need to say hello one more time and do a little dance before we, well, I don't know. We're starting something new.
Okay. Hang on. I got this.
Wait, how do I get to, some people are probably saying good night. See you guys. And if I go here, I've got this queued up, ready to go. All right, so if I do this. This is how we need to end each episode. Thank you guys. Rock and roll. Fun hanging out. Yeah, Sandra, thank you for hanging out with us. Happy birthday to James again.